Hey, what's up, everybody? It's the Shut Your Mouth Lounge, episode number 86, I think. I'm checking just now to be sure. Ordinarily, we wouldn't just start it while we're in the middle of a discussion, but we're actually having a fairly interesting discussion right here. But basically, we were talking about backwards compatibility and how Xbox has shut down their backwards compatibility program, and how the point I was trying to get around to was that PS5, the rumors about the PS5 having backwards compatibility for previous PlayStations. Good God, there were too many P's in that sentence. Is so that they can maintain the lead going forward from the PS4, because so far none of the console brands have been able to maintain a consistent lead going from generation to generation, other than Nintendo's hot streak from the third through fifth generations, I believe.
I don't freaking know. NES to N64.
Yes. I think that's the third through fifth. Because the very first was like ancient shit. The second one was Atari. Then third was when Nintendo got involved.
The first one I wanna say was Magnum Odyssey, freaking IntelliColor or Intellivision or whatever it was called. Maybe the brown box, though I don't think that was actually even freaking manufactured for, consumption.
Yeah, the era of Pong and asteroids, basically.
Yeah.
And
And then yeah.
we are now in the 8th generation, nearing on the 9th generation. Yes. But yeah, the Xbox held the lead in the 7th generation. PlayStation held it in the 6th and 8th. And PlayStation is no doubt going to want to keep holding it through the 9th. Particularly because with their chokehold now, they get to avoid stuff like cross-compatibility. Or cross-play, excuse me. Cross-compatibility.
Yeah.
What kind of word is that? That's for when you play your PlayStation games on your Xbox.
Yeah. No, that's when you take your Super Mario Odyssey. Yes, can you insert it into the Xbox and it plays?
Yeah.
And it's not even a disc; it's a cartridge.
You peel away the cartridge, it reveals a freaking PSP mini disc, and you put it into the Xbox, and then it plays.
It's just an Xbox disc spinning on top of your NES.
Yeah.
There's not even anything holding it in place.
You. Oh bloody hell! You take your old NES cartridge, you shove it into the freaking disk drive of the Xbox One, and it starts up the freaking emulator.
Okay. You know what this is reminding me of? This is
Yeah.
reminding me of that time a person on Twitter asked Nintendo's Twitter account, why can't I play NES games on my DS? And Nintendo they replied to it with a little, like, full drawn out, like, manual diagram showing NES cartridges do not fit into DS card slot. Like showing a fucking arrow going in, and it's just I need to find that because it's kind of difficult to explain. I don't know. I'll you figure it out. Fuck it.
Yeah, but going back to the 9th generation thing, I feel like the only real reason for me, like now that I have a job, the only real reason for me to save it for any freaking console, well, any console, I would really only switch to or buy a PS5 if it had backwards compatibility to all other consoles, because I already have a PS4, I already have a PS2, I can play those games, but I would much rather have one console that plays both of them, and then I can also buy PS3 games. The PS1 sucked. Don't at me. Okay.
The PS1 had some good stuff, but
The,
yes,
yeah, yeah. The
broadly
PS1,
speaking, the fifth generation was one of the worst. Yes.
yeah. The PS1 had Strider 2, and it also had
Symphony.
yeah, Symphony of the Night. It also had Metal Gear Solid, the first one. So like, there's a couple good games on it, but then there's also Bubsy 3D.
There was like the Silver Age of Street Fighter. Was Third Strike on PS1 or was it only on like? I feel like Third Strike. The only time Third Strike was on console until the HD remaster was that there was a version of Third Strike on the original Xbox, but that was it.
I feel like Third Strike was on the PS2
It may have
because
been.
most games that I wanted to play for a long time were on PS2, and they were also collectors games. Because yeah,
Alpha 3 was definitely on PS1. I know that for sure. Because I can remember in my head the front CD cover, and it's got Zangief looking like he's pile driving the air, because it's Zangief.
All right, let's see. I have hit up our friend, the Wikipedias. Third Strike was, in fact, both on the PS2, the Xbox, and also the Dreamcast.
Dreamcast.
So yeah,
Could you imagine if Sega stayed in the console race after
No.
the Dreamcast?
instead of the Xbox we have now, we would have Sonic Box.
No, we'd have Dreamcast 3. It's still got the little mic attached to the controller and the tiny screen.
Yeah,
And what was the stupid fucking fish game?
Sega based fishing.
No. No, I said the stupid fish game.
Freaking Sonic Adventure 1.
No. I said the stupid fish game.
I don't. Oh, Seaman.
Seaman. Yes. So, imagine that being a console generation spanning franchise.
You know what we need? You know what
Seaman
Nintendo needs?
15.
You know what Nintendo
Sounds
needs?
terrible.
You know what Nintendo needs to freaking get back into the console wars?
Okay. You better not
Hey,
say...
you Pikachu 2.
Okay, I never played Hey You Pikachu. I actually know nothing about it, so the dank meme is lost on me. I was really worried you were just gonna say Shrek 4.
No, that's already not going to be a thing. DreamWorks is working on it, I think.
I thought there's already been a fourth Shrek.
I don't.
Wasn't there one
Was
where, like, he
there?
wished away his family or something?
Oh, that was the
Yes.
fourth one?
Yes.
It all blends together. I guess they're working on the fifth one then. But
yeah,
yeah,
they're making a fifth one.
Mike
How are they
Myers
going-
needs a paycheck and refuses to do any Austin Powers movies again.
how are they? How are they going to revive the freaking or the already buried corpse of Smash Mouth for a theme song?
I mean, they honestly... A modern Shrek would have to be all about the dank memes.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that's what people know Shrek for nowadays. People don't
Like,
think of
really-
Shrek as the classic family movie. They think of it as, like, Sonic levels of the internet has made this thing too weird for me to enjoy.
Yeah.
Like,
So
you
basically,
can't play a
what
Sonic
we're saying-
game anymore without thinking about someone out there somewhere has drawn Sonic with his dick out. And now it's the same
Yeah.
thing with Shrek.
But yeah, like what we're saying is we need a scene in Shrek 5 where he's like stabbing a guy and then he leaves in clothes while the sword is already penetrated the guy. He leaves in clothes to his ear and he whispers, just that's the ending. You probably couldn't understand what I was saying.
I heard knife.
I said Shrek is love, Shrek is life.
Okay, well, the like background noise reduction feature on your mic ensured that all I heard was "ife."
It's not on my mic. It's on Discord.
Oh,
Yeah.
whatever. Same difference. Fuck off.
But yeah, just Shrek is love, Shrek is knife.
Shrek is knife. He is in fact a giant knife.
now I'm imagining freaking Shrek as Crocodile Dundee. That's not a knife. I am a knife.
Okay. I was imagining something even dumber. I was imagining like at a prison, a person gets a Shrek toothbrush that gets donated to the prison, right? He carves it into a shank. He stabs another prisoner to death, and as he's shanking him, he whispers in his ear, "You've been Shrek'd."
No. He whispers, "It's all over now."
You know, I started the podcast while we were talking in hopes that we would start leaning into a more intelligent discussion, but then it turned to Shrek, so...
Here we are.
Yeah.
Hey!
Right. Where were we? in regards to that. Oh, right. I feel like the only real reason for me to upgrade from the current generation would be if the PS5 had backwards compatibility to all other freaking consoles in the PS line. No. In fact, I want my PS5 to play my freaking Tiger Electronics games. I just want to plug them in somehow.
Yeah, that way it doesn't even need electricity. You don't need to plug it into the wall.
Yeah.
Uh,
But
I mean, you can say that now. Oh, I'm not going to bother upgrading. All the games I want are already out and all that. But like, what if they release a Sengoku Basara in the West, and it's like PS5 exclusive?
dude, I feel like Oro will come to my house and kiss me before that happens.
Dude, I mean,
In fact,
Dynasty
yeah.
Warriors is dropping the ball hardcore. Have you been paying attention? Like 9 was supposed to be the absolute drizzling shits.
No, I haven't been. I barely keep up with Sengoku Basara news because it's so freaking scattered. Like the latest video game news concerning Sengoku Basara is there's now a Sengoku Basara gacha game that's on the Android. And I wanted to freaking download it so I could go, okay, here's at least something. But it's not available outside of Japan.
No, of course it's not. It's a fucking gacha game. They're not gonna sell that in the West.
Dude, Square Enix.
Well, Square Enix is Square Enix. Capcom is Capcom. Capcom has standards. Square Enix does not.
I guess.
Like, think of how much shit is going on at Square Enix right now that even Capcom would look on with disgust.
I don't even know what the hell is going on at Square Enix.
I mean, the 1001 phone games that they release every day, you know, and the fucking HD remasters they sell on PC that apparently have spyware enabled.
Ah, nice.
Like, when Capcom makes remakes or remasters of their old games, they make quality ones. Like, they make really fucking high quality ones. So, even Capcom, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, Capcom isn't that bad since Keiji Inafune left. Like, around the time of Resident Evil 7, Capcom did a complete 180. Like, they're hard back on the trail to the good old golden age Capcom, you know?
Yeah.
Now all we need is a good Street Fighter. Please, Street
You know
Fighter
what?
6, just be Third Strike with a better roster.
You know what we need? You know what the world needs? SVC3 Final of the Millennium 2.
Okay, I do really want I do really want Capcom versus SNK back. I know this is like not the hottest time because Street Fighter's not really in a good place, and SNK, to my understanding, KOF was actually 14 was actually quite good, but everybody was shitting on it for bad graphics, right?
Yeah, KOF 40, I played the demo, so I have some experience with the characters, not much.
Yeah, the
But
demo
yeah.
doesn't give you very good characters.
Yeah.
I mean, King of Dinosaurs was alright, but he's an inferior version of T-Zoc.
King of Dinosaurs is also, I'm pretty sure, from freaking Saturday Night Semesters or some shit.
No, he is not. He is
Okay,
actually just T-Zoc, but with a different gimmick. I'm not
I'm
joking.
mixing people up then.
His actual ending legitimately just goes, yeah, he's just been T-Zoc the entire time.
Ah,
His moveset is pretty much the same outside of just a couple moves. Which I'm fine with. I mean, if they're not going to bring back T-Zoc, at least bring back T-Zoc in another form.
His evolved form.
Yeah. From
But
bald
yet-
eagle to dinosaur. I feel like that's actually the reverse of how that evolution
It's
went.
de-evolution, but still in the same
It's a-
category.
it's a Digivolution. Tizokmon.
T-Zocmon. Oh, man.
But yeah, KOF 14, from what I remember, was alright. But yeah, the graphics weren't really good. Also, no Rugal. And I will not stop complaining about no Rugal. I love Rugal.
Dude, I mean, who knows when the next Dream match will come out. I mean,
Is Rugal dead?
Rugal's super fucking dead, man. Iori killed him way back in 98.
Huh.
He murdered the shit. No, it might have been Kyo. Either Kyo or Iori murdered the shit out of him. I mean, admittedly, Vice and Mature both came back from death after Iori murdered the shit out of them too, but I mean, they're not bosses.
Yeah.
The issue with Rugal is that if they did bring him back, he'd have to be the new villain. And I think that SNK is more interested in making new villains than going back and just doing Rugal again.
Meanwhile, Orochi. Then again, he's gone now as well, so thank God.
Orochi's been gone forever. Like,
Oh, I hate Orochi.
Orochi wasn't. I like that Orochi was a little kid who was secretly a demon. That was neat.
I guess. I wasn't the biggest fan of the design, and I also disliked fighting him. But then he was a KOF boss, so obviously I disliked fighting him.
A zoning-focused KOF boss too. So
Yeah. So Pink.
the design was
Pink event.
the design was cool.
Yeah.
The kid looked like he was basically the Antichrist, so it was
No,
awesome.
not the kid form, the actual Orochi form. The kid was whatever.
I mean, are we talking about when he was shirtless and his hair went white and he had the purple tattoos
The
all over
tattoo,
his skin?
yeah.
I like
Yes,
that. It was
that
very
reason.
Antichrist looking. It made him look very threatening.
I don't know. But yeah, so Pink, just imagine this. So there's this character in KOF, a boss that you have to fight. Where if he gets started on zoning, he never stops. So basically, it's just if you get caught
Addy,
yeah.
Pink has already fought Deadshot before.
I was about to say the exact same thing.
But can Deadshot summon
Once he starts
frickin-
zoning, he doesn't stop. Oh, that sounds familiar.
But can Deadshot just summon pillars of freaking lightning that never go away, basically?
I don't think he could, but he came pretty close to it at one point.
He could do the bullet bounce off the ground. That covered area for screen time. For
Right.
A little bit.
Cause yeah, like what freaking zoning shit that Orochi spammed all the times did he have? Like he had the lightnings that came in 4 bunches. He had the freaking ball, the like gigantic circle that he threw at you. I think that home does as well, but I don't remember.
I mean, the thing is, the problem with Deadshot is there was very, very little telegraphing on his stupid gunshots. Because guess what? They're guns. Like, I'd much rather have Orochi's projectiles that, yeah, they're boss projectiles, so they're unbreakable and they beat the shit out of you, but at least I can see them coming. And I'm going to step out real quick.
All right. So Pink,
Yeah.
video games,
I don't know what those are.
games, Pink.
Okay.
Games of the video kind.
Games of the what kind?
Vidya.
Ouija. I don't know what that is.
It's a shitty way to
Ouija.
see-
I gotcha. How did we even get to the god projectiles?
Freaking SNK.
Ah, yes.
Uh,
SNK and remakes.
Yeah. You know, a lot of people like the new Samurai Showdown. I actually saw like at least one person complaining about the slowness,
I'm back.
but it's just, hey,
You were saying?
yeah. I told Pink that a lot of people like the new Samurai Showdown. But I did see at least one person complaining about the slowness, so at least I'm not alone. Like the game is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I just don't like it.
I mean, it's a matter of personal taste on these things, you know?
Right.
Now, if there was one character in the game who could just do infinite combos and no one else could, that's a matter of objective quality. But subjective taste, like slow, fast, it's your choice.
Yeah. And obviously, me playing freaking crack fighters, I like everything going at speeds where I can tell what's going on.
I mean,
Everything's moving so fast you can barely comprehend it.
I mean, for a while there, people were wondering if the speed of a fighting game, whether or not it factored into its popularity. Because some people were wondering if a slower fighting game is more popular, or, the vice versa. But even that wouldn't seem so, because Samurai Showdown 5 is actually doing quite well for a Samurai Showdown. Yet on the split side, there's Dragon Ball Fighter Z, which made all of the money, despite being crack cocaine levels of speed.
Right.
Well, yeah, but Dragon Ball Fighter Z also has freaking all auto combos all the time, and
Another thing about
yeah,
Dragon Ball Fighter Z is that it's a Dragon Ball game, and
and big history
all
has
these other
PTSD of
fighting
gaming.
games are kind of their own niche category, but Dragon Ball is kind of recognized worldwide
I mean,
as
but
that
people
one
actually
anime
go
show.
online with Dragon Ball. I don't know. I've definitely seen a lot of praise for Dragon Ball Fighter Z from like casual types who do not enjoy fighting games. Did you know we have topics for this podcast?
I had no idea.
This is why we want to do the episode 100 with no topics whatsoever. Just
Yeah.
just go and do whatever the hell. Because we started off with what? Like, before the podcast even started, we were talking about the whole Doom backwards compatibility thing. And then we progressed
Right.
to talking about fighting game speed.
Yeah.
Anyways, hey, Capcom, Capcom. At Comic-Con, Marvel announced its next couple plans for MCU Phase 4.
Capcom should totally have a freaking event called Capcom.
I wish
I don't know
Capcom
if
was
they're big
making
enough
enough
to handle
money.
that. They can certainly try.
I wish I wish Marvel did have plans for Capcom. That would be pretty nice as well.
They left them in the dust.
Now I'm sad. Alright, hey! So, they announced the movies and the TV shows will be coming out in Phase 4. The TV shows are, for the most part, everything that we've been expecting.
Right.
They're all going to be Disney+. Plus. Going to be Falcon and Winter Soldier, Wanda and Vision, Loki, and What If. Oh, and Hawkeye.
And Hawkeye.
Yeah. Can I just go ahead and note, they straight up just took the Matt Fraction Hawkeye logo.
Yep.
It is identical. And I'm not going to buy Disney Plus because I don't like. I'm not going to just watch MCU movies on loop, and otherwise, there's not much for me with Disney.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say that between these five, like, I don't care about Loki unless it turns out to be, like, really funny historical, comedy. That kind of thing. Because that's what some people have suggested. It's going to be about him going through history and fucking up everything.
It portrays Loki's backstory of being fathered by Kratos.
I'm interested in the WandaVision one. Just on the possibility it might be like the Vision comic, which was something entirely different from what anyone else was doing in Marvel at that time. Which, Pink, did you read the Vision comic?
No.
Okay, yeah, I didn't read it either, but Soon read it, and he talked to me about it, and that shit is wild. But Falcon and Winter Soldier, I want to see I want to see Captain Falcon. I want to see what it's going to work out as,
Captain Falcon.
Yeah,
Yep.
Captain Falcon.
Freaking Nintendo won't give you the new F-Zero game, so Marvel now gives you the F-Zero series.
Red Skull's like, they took the Soul Stone, I'm free, I'm here on Earth, and then just Falcon punch!
He gets run over by the Batmobile. Painted blue and red.
No, he gets tased by the Batmobile, so he's okay, Addy. Hawkeye, I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of Matt Fraction's Hawkeye. Which, that probably makes me crazy, right?
No.
That Hawkeye logo looks like it's like freaking the internet series logo for like iCarly.
I was going to say, it looks
like
a lot
that era.
Yeah, it looks like a Disney or Nick teen show, definitely. I mean, if it's about him training Kate Bishop, great, because I do like Kate Bishop and I love the Young Avengers as a whole. But Matt Fraction's Hawkeye, I just was not big on. It seemed like most of the time the point of the comic was just to make Hawkeye look more pathetic.
Mm-hmm.
Which Hawkeye doesn't need to look more pathetic. Like, the movies have done that well enough.
Right.
Matt, you didn't need to do that. Oh, excuse me, you've made him relatable. Oh. I want to die. Too real for me, IRL. Something. Blah, eat the Tide Pods. Siege Area 51.
The tide pods aren't in season anymore. Now it's eating poisonous centipedes.
Ah, there we go.
At least 2 people
We've
have died this
upgraded.
week, I think. like, I'm not sure if it's separate things or if it's the same case I keep hearing about. Freaking vloggers dying on stream from eating centipedes because they're like, nah, it won't kill me, and then they eat a poisonous one.
What did?
Yeah.
Okay, what
Yeah.
started that trend? Was it Dr. Disrespect or PewDiePie?
I don't think either, but I don't know.
I've not heard of this trend at all.
I haven't either, but I'm willing to mark it up to Dr. Disrespect or PewDiePie. God.
The usual suspects.
Yeah. I don't understand what's going on with like social media.
Everything's falling apart. You can control me. You can control me. The Zebrahead song of the generation.
We're all idiots, ironically. Like, yes, exactly, ironically. Still idiots.
Yes, I'm gonna I'm gonna eat this poisonous centipede. Freaking sarcastically.
Sarcastically. Oh, man. Wouldn't it be hilarious if the centipede killed me? Oh!
You see, my death is ironic because I was like, I'm full of life.
See, you wouldn't expect me to commit suicide live on stream. That's why it's ironic that I wound up committing suicide live on stream.
Yeah.
Ah.
The only thing more ironic than me is this freaking metal knife in my hand.
Oh man,
I don't think that's
you know what? We've always been stupid in that regard. Okay, Pink, do you remember when it was talking about on the news in the earlier in mid 2000s? It was a thing for kids to go out, and it was like a rope choking challenge. Kids would hang themselves in the forest, but the challenge was to try and get out of the noose.
I have no recollection of that.
Oh, I remember it being a big thing, like the news was talking about in the mid-2000s, that kids were going out in the forest and hanging themselves as a challenge to try and get out of the noose. They did it with their friends, because obviously if you throw a rope around your neck and then jump off a tree branch, you're going to snap your neck. That's how hanging works. The idea was that you and your friends would tie a noose around your neck, and then they would hang you up in such a way that your neck wouldn't break immediately like it's supposed to, but would still choke you. The idea was to try and get out of the noose. But it wound up just killing a fuck ton of kids.
Right.
So people have always been stupid.
Absolutely. There's no denying that.
And that, people, is what we call natural selection.
I don't know that we'd call it that. I mean, it's just there's too many people. We used to have...
And that, people, is what we call natural stupidity. There we go.
Not overpopulation. Very different thing. It's just that there's so many people, and we used to have wars to kill people. But now we don't have wars. So people just find other ways to kill each other and themselves.
Yeah, mainly themselves. Hopefully only themselves in the worst case.
Who knows? Maybe in 2 decades we won't be out of wars. Don't need to go hang yourself in the woods if the Russians will do it for you.
Yeah.
Addy laughs the hardest at that because that's the most distinct possibility for him. Oh man!
I'm just imagining like a freaking.
Why? How did
like
we get to this? We're supposed to be talking about the
I
Marvel stuff.
I don't freaking know, but like I'm just imagining the freaking I'm imagining the start of Snow White or something. Like she's out there dancing in the woods, singing, and then just faint, freaking like Russian, and then a gunshot.
The Soviet anthem is playing in the background.
But you can only hear it ever so slightly with headphones. Until
eventually Snow White's head explodes and soldiers come marching through.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's actually not Russia. Like freaking the Chinese anthem plays. She just looks around. No. She just looks around.
Russian trash rap.
I don't actually know enough about the topic because I avoid freaking I avoid most current rap. I avoid things that people listen to ironically more. So, because like, yeah, there are things that I listen to that I don't necessarily like, but like I wouldn't go out of my way to be like, yeah, I hate this song, but I listen to it just so I can be like, ha, take that, society.
Take that, society. I'm torturing myself with bad music.
Yeah.
I mean,
Uh,
you say you
I've
listen
listened.
to music you don't like. What I imagine you mean is you listen to music that you listen to music that you don't think is good.
Yeah. Like, well, how I could put it best is I listen to music that I think are mostly bad, but there are good parts to it that I like better than the bad parts weigh them down.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think there's a certain line of non-quality that eventually you can't even put up with.
Yeah.
Like I refuse to listen to Korn. I just refuse to.
So do I.
There's probably a couple Korn songs I'd wind up liking, but I refuse to because it's Korn. You know. But
Yeah.
at the same
Right.
time, I absolutely listen to. Well, I used to listen to Paramore, but I think I've only got one of their songs on my playlist now. System of a Down. System of a Down's got a lot of crap, but they got some
Right.
good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I also avoid corn. Another big one that I avoid is freaking Five Finger Death Punch
Yes,
because Five Finger Death Punch.
yeah. I mean, Five Finger Death Punch gets a little too hard into the modern heavy metal. You know, I don't know why we crossed this line with metal where everybody has to be Slayer and Testament. You know,
I mean,
there are
from what I
exceptions.
yeah.
Like Ghost. Ghost is absolutely an exception, but otherwise, it's fucking have the guitarist go ape shit and eat his guitar while the vocalist is screaming his lungs out. Because that's quality.
Yeah, I also listen to black metal, but what I was going to say is that like from what I remember, I was fine with the instrumentals because look, I like distortion guitars. If your song has a distortion guitar in it, chances are I like it. but like the lyrics,
Oh god,
just the lyrics.
Disturbed.
Like, there are
I can't.
yeah,
do
there are
Disturbed.
there are things that not even distortion guitars can salvage.
Or Drowning Pool. That's what,
Drowning Pool has one song that I like, but that's because I imagine the song's freaking music video being like edgy Power Rangers dancing around.
I thought Drowning Pool only had one song, period.
yeah, me too. For most people, they do.
Yeah.
We're one band away from the four horsemen of the fucking metal apocalypse right here. The trash apocalypse, excuse me. We got Korn, we got Drowning Pool, we got Disturbed. And yes, I know Disturbed does opera now. It's considerably less trashy, but I still don't like it.
Who would be the fourth one? Freaking who was big enough and bad enough?
I'm
like
trying to think
Saliva?
Maybe Saliva. I'm trying to think of like metal bands that are adjacent to ICP, you know? The same people that would be into Insane Clown Posse would probably be into Korn, right?
Yeah,
Right.
I guess.
Is Saliva really all that hardcore on the metal scene?
I don't know, dude. I just know that I like. There's the one Saliva song that I like, and it's freaking Batista's theme. So-
Right, because I feel like aside from Batista's theme, they had like two other songs, but the lead singer himself, I'm pretty sure that dude's a Christian.
Well, I mean, I'm sure a lot of the people on those groups are Christian, but that's...
It's possible, but I'm saying I'm pretty sure he's done other Christian music.
I don't know, man.
Let's see. Cradle of Filth. I've never heard any one of their songs because I always skip them at like the first note because I can't stand them.
Cradle of Filth is like goth, I think. I was going to say Puddle of Mud, but they're closer to punk too, or like edgy, like what's it I'm looking for? 2000s like punk edgelords, you know.
What Puddle of Mud song do I even know? Because I know their name, but I only know them for one song.
Hang on. Let me open up my Spotify and I'll find it. We were
All
supposed
right.
to talk about Marvel's plans at Comic-Con today.
Yeah, we veered off topic again. Josie Scott is the former lead singer and vocalist for the rock band Saliva.
Huh.
So maybe he left and maybe Saliva is hardcore metal now. I don't know. I don't really listen to Saliva.
I've never heard a Saliva song in my life. I completely forgot who they were until Addie mentioned that they sung Batista's theme. Puddle of Mud made Blurry. Let me see, what else did they make? Oh, right, that's the Edgelord song right there. They made She Hates Me.
No, that's not the one that I know. I think, in fact, I think that's the one that Spotify keeps wanting me to listen, but I always skip.
Yes, that is definitely one of my favorites.
The only one that I know, like the only big information I know of the one Puddle of Mud song that I actually heard throughout is that it's included in SBR08.
Yeah.
So let me check that. Also, another shitty band from SBR08. Hell yeah.
Oh god. SVR08 easily had the worst soundtrack of the SmackDown vs. Raw games. I need to go ahead and say that. It was all bad.
I'm going to disagree because I think 2K15 won that competition in terms of absolutely terrible music.
I said SVR.
Of the SVR series, yeah, you're probably right.
The 2K series entirely, it's pretty much entirely different. Generally speaking, every 2K game is going to have one or two rock-type bands. It could be rock, it could be metal, it could be punk rock, whatever. It's an afterthought, just there to appease the people who want, rock. The overwhelming majority of every 2K game soundtrack is going to be formed up out of trash rap and some modern pop.
Right. So the one Puddle of
Mud. It's
like
they've got one song from each genre and all of them suck.
Yeah.
Like 2K19 having an Eminem song on, I was shocked. It was the first non-shit rap song they've had on any of these games.
You're wrong.
It's not even a good Eminem song.
Which one did they have on?
Survival.
Oh, I've never heard of it. All right.
You know what the best Eminem song was?
I don't know. I'm gonna take. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna take the artsy fartsy choice and say Stan.
I'm gonna say whichever one had Rihanna.
Love the Way You Lie.
Yeah.
That one was pretty good. I'm also a fan of the classics.
My favorite Eminem song is "Lose Yourself," but it's not even for the memes. I just like it.
I liked it before the memes, but the memes have ruined it for me.
They didn't ruin it for me. I mean, the only part that they ruined it for me is that sometimes when I listen to it, I just start singing "Mom Spaghetti" for every freaking noun. But other than that, it's fine.
There is definitely a remix of not Stan. Well, Stan would be different if they changed every line to "Mom Spaghetti," but like the fucking saddest and most serious of Eminem songs, and they replace every lyric with "Mom Spaghetti." Could you imagine? They'd have to remix the tones to make it fit, so it just sound really. It have that really shit sound of when you try and change the tones.
Yeah.
Of a fucking of a voice clip. Oh man. Hey. So we said the TV shows a little bit. I just want to go ahead and ask before we move on past the Disney Plus TV shows. First thing, Pink, are you even going to be slightly interested in getting Disney Plus?
Maybe in the future down the line when everything's already released and I can just watch it all in a month.
That makes sense.
I have no other interest in Disney Plus outside of the things Marvel.
Out of the pitched shows, which sounds most interesting to you?
It's a tie between Falcon and Winter Soldier and Loki. Because I absolutely loved Sebastian Stan and Anthony Mackie's chemistry in the Captain America movies. And I friggin' love Tom Hiddleston. So those two are at the top for me. I'm not particularly interested in anything else. Because I like Wanda enough, probably not enough to want to buy a subscription to Disney Plus to watch her show. Hawkeye. Go ahead.
Keep going, you finish.
Hawkeye, while they kind of sort of fixed him in a way, finally, I still wouldn't be interested in seeing his show, especially not since he's already passing the reins down. Because, I don't know, the Matt Fraction symbol that we already discussed, that already has me worried. And I just don't think there would be any content within that would appeal to me.
I mean, there might go with an interesting one of the more B-note Avengers villains, someone like Golden Mask or whatever, right?
Right.
And it could be fun to see one of the more B-note Avengers villains who doesn't ordinarily get brought up come up, you know?
Yeah.
For my part, I'm interested in WandaVision, partially because I just like Vision's actor. I like Scarlet Witch's actress, of course, as well. And I quite like Vision from the comics, and it made me sad that he didn't get much screen time in the actual movies. So I'm just excited to see that. And only that, like, it's hitting some of the most underused characters from the movies. I'm interested to see them do something with them, just because it's like if Star Wars suddenly was like, oh, hey, Plo Koon is getting a show.
My boy Vision. They killed him twice in the same movie. And he's still not back.
Yeah. Vision got it hard, man. Poor Vision, man. Like, and that's all Addie got to see of Vision, basically.
Yeah.
Like,
Man, I was so pumped back in the hype leading into Age of Ultron. Once Vision dropped in the trailer, I was just so excited. And then they did nothing with him.
He got one good. He got two good moments. He got
2 good moments, but outside of that, they didn't really utilize him to his fullest extent in the other films.
He got to pick up Mjolnir. That was cool. And
I forgot about that.
And he got the bit with Ultron. Where Ultron calls him naive, and he says, "Well, I was born yesterday."
Yeah.
Which, admittedly, it's a silly one-liner, but it's a good one nonetheless.
Precisely. That's the best kind of one-liner.
But between the movies, oh my god, the movie selection. Who? I'm fucking ready. So we got Black Widow, which, you know, I think she was... The only movie I enjoyed Black Widow in was Endgame, because they're finally doing something with her.
Right.
I'm very interested if they lean hard into the Cold War aspect here.
When's the movie supposed to take place?
I think the 90s.
90s.
I don't know for sure, though. I mean, the thing about Widow is that at least in the comics, she doesn't age.
That's true.
So they might bring that into the movies. Because the thing is, like, Scarlett Johansson's by far the youngest of the Avengers actors.
Is she?
Yes. Yes, she is young. Let me look it up. She might be only a couple years younger than Hemsworth, but I'm pretty sure she's only 34.
Alright, Hemsworth is 35, so yeah, that probably makes her the youngest.
So, Avengers came out 7 years ago. She would have been 27 when Avengers 1 came out. And in that movie, they were like, oh, she's a real veteran. She's got decades of horrible things she's done. And it's like, she's 27. She's been murdering people since she was 7?
Probably.
Yeah, I said that out loud, and I was expecting it to sound more absurd than it was, but then I remembered, oh, right, the Red Room. She may actually have been killing people since she was 7.
Absolutely.
But anyways, it's going to bring in one of Addie's boys, actually. Addie, do you know which one of your boys is getting brought in Black Widow?
Who?
Tasky Baby.
Ah, nice.
And they've definitely outright stated Taskmaster is going to be one of the villains of the movie, but we don't know whether or not he's going to be the main villain. I'm highly doubtful, because it's Taskmaster.
Yeah.
Not much of a plotter, that guy.
Taskmaster just needs to show up in all of the movies now. Like, he should movie Kite Man.
Okay, what I'm hoping for there is Black Widow doesn't kill Taskmaster. The final fight, pretty much, like, Black Widow whoops Taskmaster in the fight, and Taskmaster just goes, fuck this, leaves. And then he comes back in Deadpool 3 once they integrate Deadpool into the MCU.
Yeah.
Perfect. That video, freaking out, Black Widow beats Taskmaster. He runs away, and then freaking in the next big Avengers movie, they beat the main villain, and then there's just a big shadow cast over all of the Avengers, and it's Taskmaster in a freaking Power Rangers mech.
I mean, the thing about villains like that, Taskmaster, is that any time the problem could just simply be solved by, like, whoever's in charge of Tony's fortune right now is like, hey, whatever they're paying you, we'll pay you double. And Taskmaster's like, okay, just leaves.
Yeah.
That's actually how one time in Justice League, Lex Luthor paid Mirror Master to go attack the Justice League. He showed up and Batman's like, all right, I'll just pay you double. And Mirror Master's like, okay.
Here's a check. Get out of my house.
Get out of my planet.
They're probably in space because it's the Justice League, so it works.
Yeah.
I just love the idea of Mirror Master showing up to get a fight. Then all of a sudden it's like, oh, more money equals more cocaine. Bye.
I'm gonna have a good time tonight, boys. I'm out. Peace.
Oh, Mirror Master shows up at the whorehouse and he's like, oh, hey, tonight's on Batman, ladies. But
Tonight and the rest of the nights for the whole year.
it's a one-man orgy fueled entirely by Batman's wallet. The Bat credit card. He just shoots the Bat credit card at Mirror Master.
No, he gave Mirror Master a check, but there's no amount, so Mirror Master just forges it.
It's one of my favorite things about the goofy, rich comic book heroes is literally they just have infinite money. Fuck it.
Yeah. Batman plays SimCity with the infinite money cheat on. He's also the only freaking natural disaster.
That is super wrong. Oh man, remember when Swamp Thing tore apart Gotham City by himself? Because the people at Gotham wouldn't let him sleep with a human chick?
Ah yes, the Zeus way of doing things.
My favorite, that comic was great because Batman goes up to the judge when the judge is trying to give her a guilty verdict for like bestiality for fucking a plant, right? And Batman just goes, alright, okay, I want you to think about something, pal. So she's not allowed to fuck the plant, right? Okay, so Superman, alien. Wonder Woman, clay person. Like, you gotta think more about this. Because I can't cover for you if they're coming for you.
And that woman that got sentenced, Poison Ivy.
Oh, God. Hey! The next movie up is Eternals, which... you know that moment... Like, well, Pink probably doesn't because his family's made up out of comic book nerds. But you know that moment where your family goes up to you and they're like, hey, this is the next comic book thing that's coming out. What is it? Right? Yeah,
right.
Yeah, my family's like, hey, what's the Eternals? And I'm like, fuck if I know.
Yeah, I don't know what it's like when your family comes up asking about the new comic book thing because my mom hates comic books. Well, she doesn't hate comic books. She hates superheroes because she thinks that they're stupid.
All right. So, Pink, the Eternals. All I know about them is that they were made by the Celestials, right?
Yes.
So we might actually get some Celestial lore here.
Probably.
That's cool. This cast...
Indeed.
This cast is weird.
It is. Why do we have Angelina Jolie here?
That's a good question
Big
for
ass.
most movies that has Angelina Jolie. Also, Richard Madden, who... I've not watched that Bodyguard show, but holy shit, it took him like 4 or 5 years to take advantage of being on Game of Thrones.
I have no idea who Richard Madden is.
Okay, do you remember the eldest Stark sibling, Robb Stark?
No.
Red Wedding.
Maybe.
Okay, that's him. And he was on that Bodyguard show that was real big in England. And everybody makes fun of that show because Richard Madden, his accent makes it so that when he says ma'am, it sounds like he's saying mum. So when the lady he's bodyguarding asks him to do something, he's like, right away, mum. So people watch the first episode and they're like, oh, well, clearly she's his mom. He's bodyguarding his own mom. And then the next episode, they're sleeping together. So people are like, hey, what the fuck?
That's not good.
But they're not related. Richard Madden just has like a Scottish accent, so he calls every woman mum.
It's fine because Richard Madden's both arms were freaking broken at the time.
God damn it.
Being Let's Speak that you don't know what I'm talking about.
What?
Yes, just remaining willful. It's not willful, freaking remember. Bloody hell, what are the words that are coming out of my mouth?
I know you're referencing something, but I can't think of what you're referencing.
Reddit's broken arms.
No. What?
So there's the
I thought
story.
it was an Arrested Development thing.
No, I'm referencing the Reddit quote-unquote real story of the freaking so the story is the kid breaks his arm, so his mom jerks him off, and that somehow leads to consensual sex between them because reasons.
I feel like I didn't need to know this.
It's on X credits, I think, or I don't know. Was it on AMAs? I forget. Whatever. The thing is, it's referenced into like the most upvoted S-credit post of all time. That's where I found it. So there's a link in that thing to this, where the guy did like an AMA on what it's like to have a freaking sexual relationship with his own mom.
And you said this is the most downvoted Reddit post on S-credit?
Upvoted.
Upvoted?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Life hates us all.
Did somebody think it was funny to upvote that ironically?
I don't know, dude.
Have we circled back around to the this generation doesn't know where to stop with irony topic?
We're all Greeks on this day.
That's some Alabama shit right there. They're engaging in incest ironically.
No,
like,
no,
hang on. No, you're just engaging in incest, sir.
No, it's not. It's not Alabama. We need to go back to the originals. This is Greece 100.
I don't know. Greece I associate more with like just. No, Greece is just kind of sex in general, really. I feel like if there were any country I wanted to make fun of, I wouldn't make fun of any country for incest. I'd make fun of the Habsburg dynasty, and they were more than one country. I assure you.
I know. I live in a country that was part of them, so.
I'm pretty sure most everybody in Europe, outside of maybe England, lives in a country that was at one point owned by a Habsburg. So. I don't know how England was able to keep its dick out of that, but they did. Of course, Victoria later stuck her dick into the rest of Europe and gave everybody fucking hemophilia anyways. Right, so the Eternals, it's got Richard Madden, Angelina Jolie, Selma Hayek, and Kumail Nanjiani. And 3 out of those 4 picks I'm pretty happy with. Angelina Jolie, I can live with it.
But she has a big arse, dude.
Well, I mean,
Does she?
Well, she's actually, in my mind, I picture Angelina Jolie being stick thin, honestly. But admittedly, I've not.
Same here.
Admittedly, I've not picked. I don't look at Angelina Jolie's ass a whole lot, so.
I suppose that's true for me as well.
I mean, neither do I. The only reason I think she has a big ass.
When I think of Angelina Jolie, I think of her creepy cheekbones from Maleficent, and that's what gives me the impression that she's super stick thin.
To be fair, the makeup artist probably helped a lot on that.
Oh, absolutely.
When I think of Angelina Jolie, I see freaking her and Iggy Azalea doing ass kisses to each other.
Is Iggy Azalea the British white rapper chick?
No, Australian.
Australian.
It's the same thing.
She was big like 5 years ago, and then people disliked her because she tried to doing a freaking like black person accent or whatever it was.
Okay, I was really worried you were gonna say she started saying the N-word in her songs. In which case,
no, she didn't go that far, but she tried to make it sound like she's the most stereotypical like black male,
okay.
Or something like that, and people dislike that.
Yeah.
And people say that it was fake. I don't freaking know.
The thing
I
is,
never
you
looked
have
at
to pay attention to her to know whether or not it's fake. That's
too
much of an investment.
Yeah. But yeah, so like I just have now flashbacks of their freaking song together because they did a song together called like freaking
Why would Angelina
Twerk It or
Jolie ever
something.
sing?
Does
Let
she
me look.
sing?
Let me see if I'm not freaking pulling shit out of my ass.
I,
Let me
I
see if
think
this
you
actually
are, dude,
exists.
because as much as I've heard about Angelina Jolie, which I'll admit is not a lot, I don't think singing is on her resume.
I've never heard of her singing before, but at the same time, I think just about every actress in Hollywood takes up singing as a hobby.
That's true. Because that one time I googled whatever chick was playing the Huntress, it came up with a discography for her. So
Which chick
anyone
played
can
Huntress?
sing if you're a celebrity.
Okay, right. I'm mixing them up. I'm mixing my freaking women up.
Okay, I was
It
very
wasn't.
confused there for a little bit. I was like, that doesn't sound like Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, it's. I'm not thinking of Angelina
Angelina
Jolie.
Jolie is not a rapper.
Nor, so far as I'm aware, does she ass bump with rappers, so...
It wasn't Angelina Jolie. It was Jennifer Lopez.
Oh, God. If you had to find someone I dislike, oh, God.
And
Oh, I
yeah, so
fucking hate Jennifer Lopez. She's gotta be, like, one of the most hated celebrities for me. I can't fucking stand her. Oh!
but yeah. So like I just had now flashbacks to them freaking doing their hit song "Booty."
God, why is she going? Why is she back? Why did
She's
she
not
get it?
back. She was back 4 years ago.
She had this stupid fucking cop show with the guy from Goodfellas that my mom watched, and I couldn't fucking stand it because she sucks.
Like I don't actually remember the lyrics to that song, but I feel like the chorus is something like "big booty if you got a big booty,"
You know what? I remember hearing about this. Yes, I do remember hearing about this.
and it's like, is big booty the new way to say props to you? Like big booty to my mother.
You say props to you, and somehow I imagine like a Street Fighter end quote. Like fucking Ryu beats Ken, and Ryu's like, Ken's like, you've successfully beaten me, Ryu. Big big booty to you.
You
But
will
it's
never get
fucking
big.
Ryu, so he's like, no. It's that fucking gif of fucking. Oh damn it.
You will never
Burns'
get big
assistant from
booty.
Simpsons. You know Burns' assistant from
Yeah.
Simpsons. Somebody help me here.
Smithers.
Smithers. That gif of Smithers at the strip club, and the strippers are all like on top of him, but he's like, "Oh God, no!"
Yeah.
I'm imagining it, but with Ryu.
You will never get big booty if you can beat my Shenlong.
I feel like that's how you get the Shanglong. Oh God. Hey. So yeah, Eternals. Kamal Nanjiani in a serious movie. I don't think he's going to be playing a serious character though.
Probably not.
Poor bastard. Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu. So, Legend of the Ten Rings, by the way.
Yeah.
So, in case you're wondering if someone at Marvel was like, holy shit, Iron Man 3 was the dumbest, apparently someone at Marvel was like, holy shit, Iron Man 3 is the dumbest.
They agreed.
So, yes, please. I will absolutely take the fucking Mandarin. Because he's fucking kick-ass.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there is a decent chance in the next 10 years of the MCU, we will see the Mandarin, Norman Osborn, and Doctor Doom all introduced at once. And if we can assemble the great three evil geniuses of the Marvel Universe, that'd just be amazing.
We're screwed.
The Avengers are fucked. Are those three space lasers all pointed at us? Well, shit. Okay, so I don't know the actor that they cast for Shang-Chi. It was I don't want to say a nobody because he's actually supposedly done some stuff that people like Kim's Counter. But supposedly the guy's like uber passionate about the role, which makes me excited.
Yeah, I saw that he had tweeted out several years ago that he wanted the part of Shang-Chi.
Yes, he was.
Because
I think he actually talked about a little story like when he and his friend went and watched the Avengers. He walked out of that theater like, I'm going to be a Marvel hero. That's what I'm going to do.
yeah,
Objective decided.
this is my goal.
It's like it's like in the modern day games and universe when a fucking wrestler sets an objective. Objective set.
Yeah. Objective: star in Marvel movie.
Yeah. So if they do this properly, they gotta do it. They gotta do it classic kung fu. They gotta do it Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, the classic stuff.
Yeah,
They gotta do it with a 1.5 millisecond delayed punch sounds.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, I'm not even saying that in a way to say all kung fu movies are shit. I love all kung fu movies. I just need it for the freaking authenticity.
Okay, but he needs to do the best Jackie Chan finisher that Jackie Chan has ever done to a villain. He needs to put on the testicular claw, and that causes an enemy to die of the sheer pain of the testicular claw. Okay, so Shang-Chi is admittedly not a character I'm spectacularly knowledgeable about in the comics. I've done a quick read over his Wikipedia page, and to my understanding, he's one of the guys that got pushed real recently by Marvel, particularly by what's his name, Jonathan, the guy who handled the kind of end times Marvel. Pink, you know who I'm talking about.
I have no what you're talking about.
Okay, you remember the build up to Secret Wars when the builders were all showing up, right?
The original Secret Wars or the recent one?
The new Secret Wars where Doctor Doom was God.
Nope. Haven't been keeping up with that at all.
Well, that was like way back in 2016. And there was the builders were showing up and invading from space, and it turned out that the Beyonder was one of many. The Beyonders were all coming to fuck up Earth for some reason. And basically, the Avengers were faced with, quite possibly, all the biggest threats at once. Oh, and Thanos came back, too, because of course he did. So that led into Secret Wars, where the Beyonders actually succeeded at destroying the world, but Doctor Doom built a life raft from reality. And promptly, somehow killed the Beyonders and absorbed all their powers to become God. And started rebuilding the world himself.
That's what
Because
Doom
he's
does.
Dr. Doom.
Yeah, that's the most Doom shit ever, isn't it?
Yeah.
I killed many gods, absorbed their powers, and I am the new god. And I will build everything in my image, because fuck it, I'm Doom.
He snaps his fingers, the freaking metal thing turns into...
Addy, you got cut off. Addy! Addy!
Can you not hear me anymore?
Okay, I can hear you.
I
again.
can still hear you.
All we heard was snaps
All
his
right.
fingers.
But yeah, so Doctor Doom snaps his fingers. The metal mask turns from a frown to a smile, and he starts calling himself Dr. Mood.
His face is plastered on every building, alongside next to it a poster saying Reed Richards is a butthead.
No. There's posters of him everywhere, and then it just says Big Mood.
Shut up. But my understanding is Shang-Chi was made particularly relevant in the Marvel comics because he was part of that kind of apocalyptic Avengers lineup. And Marvel's been trying to push him pretty much ever since, Fox took away the Fantastic Four and the X-Men, so Marvel was like, well, shit, we need some new, hot properties.
Right.
So here's Shang-Chi, a rather minuscule... Yeah, he's tiny.
He's a small
He's a-
man.
He's actually comparable to Ant-Man in size.
A rather obscure character.
Shang-Chi climbed inside of Thanos' asshole and blew him up from inside.
Until Thanos used the Reality Stone to go inside Shang-Chi's asshole.
Yeah.
Shang-Chi just does the stupid fucking Nani? Oh, God.
Thanos meets Shang-Chi in his own asshole. He holds a card, and Shang-Chi looks at it, just says, "No, you." Shang-Chi explodes on the spot.
The Uno reverse card.
Yeah.
It's the power of the Infinity Gauntlet. You can use the Uno reverse card at any time, even if you don't have it in your deck.
Why can't freaking billionaire companies waste money on doing stupid shit and going bankrupt?
But if they make the No You card, then they can just do that to bankruptcy.
Yeah.
The bank goes bankrupt.
The economy collapses.
That one corporation sitting up there with the No You card.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyways. So, Pink, how much do you know about Shang-Chi?
Not very much. I probably knew more about the Eternals than I did about Shang-Chi.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
You ready for me to drop some fucking wild knowledge on you about Shang-Chi?
Yeah, man. Lay it on me.
Guess who Shang-Chi's father is?
God.
Quan Chi.
Fu Manchu.
Oh, right, it's that character.
I don't know if they'll be able to do that in the movie. On one hand, I'd love it if they did that, because that would be the biggest dumb classic pulp novel shit ever. On the other hand, Fu Manchu has some associations that they'd probably be wise to avoid.
Right.
And I mean, them having Mandarin as the villain is probably already pulling it a little close enough. As a matter of fact, they might try and use Mandarin as the Fu Manchu replacement and say Mandarin is Shang-Chi's father.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Because, I mean, honestly, Mandarin basically is just Marvel's Fu Manchu.
Yeah.
But less embarrassing. I'm very interested in how that one will turn out. Because a lot of the Marvel movies, particularly since Kevin Feige took over, they're letting them go their own way. Because that was Edgar Wright's whole thing, why he dropped out working on Ant-Man, was because Ike Perlmutter wouldn't let him turn it into a full comedy like he wanted to.
Right.
Then when Kevin Feige, what movie was it that Kevin Feige finally was like, fuck you, Ike, either you stop interfering or I quit? What movie was it that he threatened to quit over?
I will have to look that up because I don't know.
Because it may have been Civil War. There was some movie where Ike Perlmutter was like, take out this person, because either I don't like them, or it was like, they're of a certain minority group that I don't think is popular, or something like that. And Kevin Feige said, no, he's actually... No. It was Civil War. Ike Perlmutter insisted they remove Iron Man because he didn't want them to pay for Robert Downey Jr. to be in the movie. Kevin Feige insisted that it was extremely important Iron Man be there for Civil War, because duh.
Yeah.
And Kevin Feige said, if you do not pull out and let me just take complete control of the Marvel movies going forward, I will quit. And Disney was like, Ike Perlmutter presumably was like, yeah, I'll call that bluff. But Disney was like, fuck no, we won't. And ever since Civil War, Kevin Feige's been in charge of the Marvel stuff. And you can tell, definitely.
Absolutely.
Because Guardians 1 was pretty wild. Guardians 2 was completely bonkers apeshit. Doctor Strange would not have gotten away with how much weirdness it put in under Ike Perlmutter.
Doctor Strange would not have been a magic movie with Ike Perlmutter.
It would have been, highly advanced alien powers, Doctor Strange. And if Black Panther, was imagined basically as a Bond movie, even though it's set in a superhero universe, I can't think of the director's fucking name right now, which is pissing me off. I'm gonna look it up while I talk. But Black Panther was built to be a Bond movie, so it wasn't built so much to be a typical superhero movie. Ryan Coogler said going in, this is going to be a superhero movie, but it's going to also be, by large parts, a Bond movie.
Right.
And, Ike Perlmutter would have been like, nope, it's a superhero movie.
We do superhero movies, what are you talking about?
So
Don't veer off the path.
Under Ike Perlmutter, we would not have had Shang-Chi, where it's like, oh, hey, he's technically a superhero, but he's more of a classic kung fu guy. And under Kevin Feige, they could totally just make this a straight kung fu movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really interested to see this, particularly because we just so rarely get classic kung fu movies nowadays, you know? Or kung fu movies of any variety, really.
Very true.
We need the Wu-Tang Clan to get back on that freaking buying up old kung fu movies and dropping them Wu-Tang.
Well, I mean, apparently they went in the opposite direction, started selling their albums and getting them picked up by Martin fucking Shkreli. Yeah. Hey, you know what's something else to get excited about? Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Oh, yeah.
That is an exciting title.
You know stuff is going down there.
You remember Far From Home, where Mysterio was like, LOL, multiverse, what a ridiculous idea.
Doctor Strange's Multiverse of Madness will set up at least 5 more Spider-Man movies. just by showing 2 frames of all freaking noir Spider-Man in a gangster movie, 2099 Spider-Man in something that probably will suck.
Spider-Man in a horror movie.
I want Spider-Man. I was about to ask if the freaking the Eternals led to Spider-Man, because I remember something along those lines.
I don't think the Eternals had any connection to Spider-Man or Earth X in any regard.
But yeah, a Spider-Man movie of some kind, and then what else? Live action shit that they could do.
I would say Miles if it weren't obvious that Miles is just going to be part of the 616. Or, well,
Yeah.
This isn't 616.
Whatever the MCU is.
Yeah, because they did assign a universe number to it, and it's not 616. I wound up just saying that because that's what Mysterio says when he's fucking with Pete.
And Paint Spider-Man.
MS Paint Spider-Man. You know, MS Paint.
No,
Spider-Man
I said Aunt May, not MS Paint.
Oh, I assumed you went for
Spider-Man.
Oh man. So, first thing about Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, it's going to include Scarlet Witch.
Indeed.
She's going to go immediately from her series with Vision to Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Which...
Whoops, that probably means she broke something.
Yeah. It's Scarlet Witch. If she's not breaking something, is she Scarlet Witch?
It was bound to happen sooner or later.
Just be glad she's not raping Wonder Man again.
Yet.
That was a laugh of pain from Pink there. It went from, oh. So, okay. So, obviously, we've already seen a little bit of the wackier side of the multiverse in the first Doctor Strange. We saw Dormammu and all that. I want to see a little bit of calmer multiverse, but I still want it to be a little bit, like, what-if-y, which, unfortunately, they're doing the what-if show, so fuck off. But
right.
I would like to see, like, Doctor Strange goes to an alternate universe, and, like, what if he went to an alternate universe where Thanos won?
Right.
And he gets there, and it's just nothing but space for Miles, except for Thanos, who is slowly trying to rebuild. And Thanos just looks at him and goes, what the fuck?
How'd you get here?
I left one.
What the heck, man? Scotland's broken. I want a refund.
Doctor Strange opens up a portal. Suddenly, like, freaking fire shower shoots out of it, as we just hear, then freaking just boosted yelling of the power of the power of the power of the power.
Oh no, I mentioned my family. What would be the best one for Doctor Strange to stumble on accidentally? Cancerverse. He opens up the portal and just tentacles and goo pour out. And that's it.
He opens up the portal and zombie Peter Spider. Bloody hell.
Peter Spider.
Zombie Peter Parker falls out.
No, they gotta save Marvel zombies for when Doctor Doom shows up.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you gotta have one of the best Doctor Doom moments of all time when Doctor Doom gets exiled to the Marvel Zombies universe, sees a massive tide of superhero zombies pouring in towards him, and doesn't panic, doesn't move an inch at all, just goes, huh, this'll be a challenge.
I hated Marvel Zombies so much.
Oh yeah, it was dumb as hell once they actually did a Marvel Zombies comic. But the moment of it looking like the moment of Doctor Doom getting there and not even being, worried was awesome. Like,
it's Doom. What does Doom have to worry about? Nothing.
Just do hidden missiles. They can't handle it.
But yeah, they integrated Marvel Zombies until they integrate Deadpool into the MCU, so we can have Deadpool versus the trash fire freaking movie series, or rather Deadpool kills.
Okay, no Deadpool kills, but I will accept Headpool.
Deadpool.
In the Marvel Zombies universe, Deadpool gets his head cut off and just becomes a decapitated head that everybody calls Headpool.
Uh-huh.
And at some point, he gets brought over to the main universe where Deadpool keeps him as a pet. And he's just Headpool. In my knowledge, he's always just sitting there like, man, I'd love to eat some brains right now. And of course, no one's interested in feeding him, but he's just a head, so he can't do anything about it. Hey, Headpool, how do you think we should beat this next supervillain? I think you should feed him to me. No, we'll not do that. New plan. So yeah, Doctor Strange on Multiverse of Madness looks like it could be a very interesting movie just based off of the title alone.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Thor: Love and Thunder. Well, I mean, that's an
They're bringing back Natalie Portman.
Yeah.
You sound so enthused.
Are we supposed to be fans of Natalie Portman here?
I am. I would have turned to the dark side for her. That's what happened to the prequel, right?
Yes.
I knew it.
I'm not a fan.
And I can turn to the dark side because the dark side outlaws sand.
Yeah, the Emperor was like, "Hey, if you come over here, we'll nuke Tatooine. It'll be awesome." That's what we're building the Death Star for. Totally not to nuke the planets I don't like. We're building it to nuke the planets you don't like.
Yeah, we're actually building a gigantic death laser that knows what it's hitting, so it'll only kill sand.
With precision.
It just turns
every
Tatooine
small
into
granule of sand.
It just turns Tatooine into a planet of glass.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So yeah, they're bringing back Natalie Portman as Jane Foster. And we all know exactly why they're doing that. So, I mean, I'm not terribly excited for Jane Foster as Thor. At least partially because if I want, someone to take over the Thor franchise other than Odin's son himself, it's probably Valkyrie that I prefer.
Yeah, that's the only real issue I see in this, because I don't mind having Natalie Portman back. I do fear that it will interfere with how much screen time Valkyrie gets. And I would much rather have Tessa Thompson than Natalie Portman to take over as the franchise leader.
With that subtitle, I have a strong feeling we're going to get a love triangle.
Right, they
between Valkyrie and Jane?
And Odinson, yes. And I bet you what the end result is. Well, I don't know. It's so fucky with Guardians 3. Because are they going to go ahead and do the same thing with Guardians 3 that they did with Guardians 2 and just send it back in the timeline? Are they going to start with Thor: Love and Thunder, like Thor comes back to Earth, leaving the Guardians? He's like, hey, we had some wild times, didn't we, guys? And the Guardians are all like, no, you suck, Thor. I mean, what I'd hope for as an ending, and this is partially just because I don't particularly like Chris Hemsworth as Thor, is simply Thor retires with Valkyrie and, like, passes the hammer to Jane Foster. And I'll admit I'm entirely just saying that because I don't like Hemsworth.
How dare you? How dare you?
Look, I didn't like him as Thor before Ragnarok. Then I liked him as Thor in Ragnarok, and I went back to disliking him in Endgame.
Hemsworth is the man. How dare you?
I mean,
The movie. Yeah.
he turns
go ahead.
Thor into a fucking joke, man.
Well, I can't deny that.
Yeah.
You have a valid point there.
But yeah, the real title of the movie is Thor: Loving Thunder. It's about his intense sexual relationship with lightning itself.
Either way, I disagree on the ending. I would have it be Hemsworth retires with Portman, leave the Thor franchise to Tessa Thompson.
Well, I mean, then you just rename it to Valkyrie, because I can't. Valk can't pick up Mjolnir. She's definitely not pure of heart. Well, I mean, it's so ambiguous, pure of heart. This shit, you know.
Yeah. Doctor Doom needs to pick it up.
It's not specified in the MCU that you have to be pure of heart. You just have to be worthy.
Worthy, there we go. I mean, in the comics, Doctor Doom probably might be able to pick up the Mjolnir, honestly. I don't think they've ever shown whether or not he can. Because Doctor Doom was pure of heart.
Not in anything canon, to my knowledge.
Because Doom was pure enough of heart to pass Bast's test in Black Panther. You guys have seen that bit, right?
Yes.
No.
So, in the comics, all the vibranium in Wakanda is guarded by the Panther god Bast. And Bast will check anyone who wants to access the vibranium to see if they're pure of heart. Doom was able to get in and get all the vibranium. Because at the end of the day, Doom genuinely thinks he is what's best for the world. Now, never mind if he actually does what's best for the world. Though it is actually true that the only universe in the MCU, in the Marvel multiverse where there is world peace, is one where Doom rules over everything, but that's fairly
Indeed.
obvious. I mean, yeah, no one gets to go to war, because if you pick up a gun, you get vaporized immediately. And Doom just laughs in the background. Oh, man. I mean, I'm interested in the idea of dealing with New Asgard. And I'm really interested because I keep thinking, like, come on, Phase 4, Phase 5, Phase 6, let's go Norman. But I just don't care about, like, Thor. Valkyrie's a fun character. Jane Foster could be good if they gave her cancer.
That's a great sentence.
She could be a whole lot more relatable. Well, not relatable, more sympathetic, rather. I
mean, that's a better way of phrasing it. That's a much better way of phrasing it.
Yeah, she should be a lot. This actress would be a lot more sympathetic if Marvel went to her house and forcefully injected her with cancer cells.
They just forced her to start chain smoking.
Yeah, or that.
Here,
they have freaking Marvel sends out the AI Stan Lee mechs to watch over her, so they can make sure that she eats her cigarettes on schedule.
Oh boy. I mean, they if they're going to do Jane Foster, they have to do the Jane Foster has cancer storyline, right? Because, I mean, it's pretty much the only thing that's ever made Jane Foster anything nearing interesting. Because otherwise she's just generic comic book love interest.
Yeah.
And I mean, it adds serious tension to the idea of Thor for her, because anytime she's not Thor, she is slowly dying. Which creates this odd thing for her as a character where she's not allowed to be herself. She has to stay in Thor form at all times, or else, dead. I don't know. Hopefully they do something good with it.
Right.
Hopefully Taika Waititi isn't just like, Thor's fat. Get it? He's fat. And you know what? Hey, more Korg. I'll say I'm happy
More
to see
Korg.
that. Yeah, more Korg. I mean, he fucking fought in the Battle for Earth in Endgame. Korg's a veteran now. A veteran of at least 2 big battles.
Indeed.
That explains his massive skills at Fortnite. Alright. And there's one last video that's not on the little chart we've got here. Video. God. One last movie. The movie that is the only one that has not had its release date announced. But Addy, I hope you're happy about Tasky Boy, because they're bringing back another one of your boys.
Who?
Who is the boy out of Marvel that you've been waiting for them to bring back?
Bring back.
The one you've been calling for every time.
Blade.
Blade is coming back.
Yes.
He won't be Wesley Snipes, because Wesley Snipes, apparently it's been turning out he's an absolute fucking lunatic. However, instead he's going to be played by the much, much better Mahershala Ali, who apparently, after picking up his second Oscar this past
week.
Yeah.
Just this past weekend.
He didn't win
No
it, he
big
just
deal.
picked it up. Apparently, after picking up his second Oscar, he went straight to calling Kevin Feige and said, "Hey, I want to be Blade." And that, to me, is confidence instilling. Because that means either A, Mahershala Ali is a fan of Blade and wanted to take over as Blade, in which case, woo, we got a Blade fan playing Blade. Or the alternative, Mahershala Ali wants a lot of money to pay for his retirement, and he sees a new MCU franchise as being the way to pay for that retirement, in which case, yeah, he's probably still going to work hard to make it a franchise. But either way, we got a new Blade, and he's a good one.
Indeed.
Now, I don't know if Addy has ever watched any movies with Mahershala Ali in them. I doubt it.
Probably not.
I doubt that you've watched Moonlight, or Hidden Figures, or Green Book, or Luke Cage.
Nope.
Okay, you've probably not seen Mahershala Ali. But he was absolutely fucking excellent in the first season of Luke Cage, and he was so good that when his character got killed off halfway through season 1, most people just stopped watching. Pink, you were one of those...
I'm in that boat.
Yeah, I was about to say, Pink is one of those people. So for one thing, this is pretty much just outright Marvel saying, yeah, the Netflix stuff wasn't canon. Which, I mean, fuck it, yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm sad because John Bernthal was an amazing Punisher, and Luke Cage was really fun, and Vincent D'Onofrio was the best Kingpin. I don't think they're going to be able to get a better Kingpin than Vincent D'Onofrio.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand, you know? But Mahershala Ali as Blade, yeah, that's gonna be great. But I got one question. So here's the thing. Wesley Snipes made Blade American because Wesley Snipes is American, and I can't see Wesley Snipes being able to put on any other accent. But in the comics, Blade is British. And Mahershala Ali is actually a talented actor. So I wonder if they'll make him British.
I thought you were going to say Marshall Ali is Italian.
This is so confusing.
I'm just imagining Black Ezio going, "Hey, watch out, vampires, I'm coming for you." Mario dressed up as Blade.
Yeah.
Some motherfuckers always trying to escape uphill. My Mario is terrible. Someone who's better at Mario Mario impressions, fill in for me.
Somebody gonna do freaking if I wouldn't fall over my own words. Somebody gonna get the rest kicked. That wasn't a good Mario. Whatever. Let's move on.
Better than mine. Woo.
Yahoo! There we go. That's a good Mario.
Just Mario noises. Don't even bother with sentences. Just Mario noises.
Yeah.
So long, Gay Bowser. So, Blade. Fucking Blade is back, everybody. After Wesley Snipes demanded it, Marvel was like, okay. And then Wesley Snipes was like, wait, no.
Wait, you were supposed to include me.
How am I supposed to make money off of somebody else acting?
Who currently is in the freaking Pink? You'll notice. Who currently is in the same spot that Triple H would have been in during the Blade trilogy?
You mean a vampire that trains killer Pomeranians?
No, I mean in the WWE.
Okay.
Oh, when was Blade released with Triple H in it? Which one was that?
Like
2001?
2002, I want to say. I'm going to be
Triple
honest.
H might have been main eventing in 2002. Because that would have been just after he came back. Crazy.
It would have been so old he didn't have facial hair in that movie.
Yeah.
So he probably did it while he was recovering his quad. I mean, this
Yeah, because
this one,
2002 filming was probably the year prior, 2001. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay, this suggestion makes me retch, but they'd probably, if WWE would want to push anybody for a film role right now, probably Baron Corbin. Like, I don't understand WWE. I don't watch, but every week that I look in on the fucking wrestling threads, it's like, oh, hey, Baron Corbin was in this main event this week. And I'm like, fucking why?
They're pushing him so hard and nobody understands why.
We heard Kevin Nash talk about vanilla midgets. We never heard Kevin Nash talk about vanilla giants. But here we are.
Freaking Baron Corbin gets added to this Blade reboot, but instead of actually Baron Corbin having to act, they dress him up so he's like freaking Domo in proportions, and it's his freaking abs that speak.
I mean, if we want to go with like freaky mutant vampires, absolutely. I don't know. I'm a big fan of freaky mutant vampires, honestly. What movie am I trying to think of where vampires would do weird shit like that?
Twilight.
You and I remember Twilight very differently.
Oh, you don't remember that part where Robert Pattinson's abs were his mouth?
I can't say that I do, but it makes a lot of sense now that you say it.
Then he turned into a dog and he had dreadlocks.
Well, that's the other guy.
And he broke the bed by fucking it?
That was Pattinson, yes.
Oh, I was joking.
No, I'm pretty sure it actually happened in the like freaking third movie or something.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was either they broke it or like I want to say it was either they broke it or like he pumped so hard that freaking Bella's head went through the wall or some shit like that.
I was worried you were gonna say that her head popped. I was gonna be like, I don't think that's. Oh, you know what? I don't want to think about that. Oh God!
Look! We all need freaking Spider-Man's radioactive semen in our movies.
I thought you were gonna say we all need Spider-Man's radioactive semen in our lives.
I'm not so sure about that.
Oh God! Oh hey, so Avengers Endgame finally beat Avatar, and it is now the highest-grossing movie of all time. If you don't adjust for inflation. If you adjust for inflation, no one is going to fucking beat Gone with the Wind. Ever.
And that's why we don't adjust for inflation.
Yep.
Because that's for nerds.
So yeah, go to Avatar. Nobody will miss it.
Bye-bye. I like that this, like, Avatar is such a nothing shit movie that even, like, our friend Mike, who vocally hates superheroes, is like, yeah, it's good for Avatar to be replaced by an actual landmark of cinema.
But freaking the grown-up Smurfs who have sex through their hair.
But they also ride pterodactyls by doing the same thing to the hair So are they riding the pterodactyls by fucking them?
Yes. That's the only way to keep them docile.
And also, it's basically the Lorax.
Yes.
How many
Yes,
of
the
us have
Lorax-
watched
the-
Avatar?
I watched
have not.
parts of it.
I have watched the entirety of it.
All I do like it's the
You
Lorax,
poor
but
soul.
it's the Lorax, but the Lorax is in a wheelchair. I think.
Well, it's Lorax, but it's also like, what's a good example of like a white savior movie?
Man of Steel.
The one where he kills everyone?
That's a white killer movie. Okay, I haven't watched Gone with the Wolves. I don't want to insult it if I haven't watched it because I don't know if it's a good movie. I don't know. Yeah, Lorax plus Smurfs with like more white savior narrative to it. Which I'm not going to bitch too hard about white savior narratives, because if we bitch too hard about white savior narratives, then it implies that white people can't be good in those kinds of movies, and you know that's going on an entirely different dangerous avenue. But of course, there's a whole different thing, you know, going on with Avatar.
Yeah.
And God, that fucking movie sucks. That's gotta be one of my most hated movies of all time, Avatar. So thank God Avengers Endgame finally knocked it down.
We need to evacuate the Smurf village Smurf fast. Because my Smurf company that I Smurf work for, Smurf coming to kill Smurf us all.
Oh God. Now we just need somebody to knock it down from the number 2 spot. Angry Birds 2.
Yeah, we're pulling for anything at this point.
The Playmobil movie.
We just need the next 10 movies to all make $3 billion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
The next 10 movies are also all just freaking continuations of Saw.
Oh no, you know what'd be the worst? Watch Avengers Endgame gets here, but then Jurassic World 3 knocks it down. Ugh.
Freaking.
Is that official?
Aven-
Jurassic World 3?
Oh, they're definitely doing it. Jurassic World's 1 and 2 printed money. Because
True.
fucking China will buy any movie with crazy special effects. That's all it takes.
Avengers Endgame gets here, and then it like immediately a week after it gets knocked down by Rage Face the movie.
Emoji Movie 2.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes, the meme movie. I forget its actual name.
Oh, you weren't joking.
No, I'm not.
Oh.
No, I actually don't know if it's been confirmed for real or not, or if it was a joke or whatever. Because I didn't look into it because it's cinema. I don't care. But like I did see that there are speaks of freaking a meme movie after the emoji movie actually making some money.
I mean, the Emoji Movie made an absurd amount of money. Like, disappointing. I mean, when you think about it, those kinds of movies aren't really watched by, you know, people who are past the age of reason. Most of the time, they're just movies for like trashy, shitty moms and dads who hate their children. And they're
Yeah.
like, I want to leave my children somewhere while I go get drunk. Or,
But what about all the teenagers that went to see it, ironically?
Oh. You're super right. Oh God, you're super right. Because there must have been a massive ironic audience for an Emoji Movie.
There absolutely was.
Oh God. Oh, that's actually really sad. When will this generation stop?
I mean, this generation made Lil Dicky big, so they're not gonna stop.
And it's this whole thing of like this generation eventually is going to come to an end. Every generation comes to an end, and the next generation comes up, and they think that the last generation was stupid and they're a bunch of losers and all that. You know, they're old. Think the last generation were all old farts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the next generation will bring a different variety of stupid. Now the question is the devil you know better than the devil you don't?
Right.
Yeah, I think this is already happening since, you know, technically I think I'm Z or whatever is after millennials.
Me and Pink are.
But-
I think all three of us are pretty much on the cusp, but
Right.
Pink leans more into millennials. You lean more into Generation Z. I'm just
Yeah.
stuck
I
in the
think
middle.
I was born like the last year where you can be considered a millennial.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's like on one hand, there is some pushback. On the other hand, there's also Snapchat and freaking Tide Pods and eating centipedes.
I think the
Coupled with
generations.
the fact that every toddler nowadays has a phone of their own.
Yeah,
I think that the millennial generation was more deep into like Deadpool type irony, where it's like lol so random type irony. I think
That-
Generation
that's-
Z is more into this thing is crap. Let's support it because it's crap.
Yeah.
yeah.
And of course Tide Pods. Which Tide Pod and Area 51 are both part of that school as well. It would not have gotten as popular as they are if it weren't for how deliberately stupid they are.
The whole Tide Pod thing now makes me want to edit a picture together where it's a freaking AirPods meme, but but the person has Tide Pods in their ears. Hey, that's a surreal meme that nobody will get. That actually somehow works because pun.
No. You got to change it to make it a little more sense. Have it where like something good is happening to someone, but they've got Tide Pods in their mouth and they're about to bite down.
That's too much work, dude.
Jimmy, you won the lottery. Oh no, he's got Tide Pods in his mouth. Don't worry, you'll die a rich man. That's all that matters. For 5 minutes, you'll have $1 million.
What a glorious 5 minutes those will be.
You know what they say.
Spend those
Teach
$1
them-
million on funding Emoji Movie 2, are Jimmy's last words.
You know what they say. Teach a man how to make a fire, and he'll be warm for a day. Set a man on fire, and he'll be warm for the rest of his life.
He'll be cold for the rest of his life.
If you set him on fire, he will never be more warm, dude.
Temporarily, until the fire goes out, then he'll be cold forever. God, Discord keeps cutting me off here. I have good internet, too. It's just Discord being an ass. I said, once the fire goes out, he'll be cold forever. It's a very temporary fit of warmth and then cold.
But yeah, cold that they won't feel.
Hey, you don't know. To me, that is the most genuinely terrifying thought. That is the most genuinely terrifying idea of an afterlife for me. Have you guys ever thought about that? Like, what if the afterlife is just that you see out of your corpse's eyes?
That'd be terrible.
That thought has passed through my mind several times, and that's the most terrifying idea of an afterlife for me.
All right, let me make it worse. So you see out
boring.
so you see out of your corpse's eyes, but
wait,
also
wait. What if it keeps going though after your corpse gets like mulched and eaten by worms and shit, and eventually you become a tree? Because
once we get tree vision, that would be pretty dope, man.
and then you become Sylvanas.
You just get to stand there. It's awesome. And eat oxygen. No, you don't.
But yeah,
No, you
We produce oxygen.
you eat dirt and fart oxygen.
so listen to this. So you see out of your corpse's eyes, but also, freaking, what's the thing? The one where you can't wake yourself up, but you're in a state of awake dreaming and night terrors.
Sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
Dude, you don't need to tell me about sleep paralysis. I fucking live with that shit once a fucking week.
So yeah, imagine that for the rest of all eternity. You see out of your corpse's eyes, but also sleep paralysis.
The worst part of sleep paralysis is that in your mind, you want to fucking scream and shout for somebody to come and knock you awake, but you can't.
You want to scream and shout and let it all out, cause you're now rocking with Will.i.am and Whitney.
I have successfully solved the problem, Pink.
Hey y'all.
Hey.
For those of you listening, I totally just kicked Addy from the call. There we go. That's probably only the second time I've done that in 86 episodes. I'm impressed with my own willpower.
I don't remember the other time, so...
It must have happened at some point. Alright. Hey, there's a new Overwatch hero, Sigma. Is Sigma only in the beta test, or is he already in public at Pink?
Beta.
Okay, so we won't get to play with him today.
Nope.
Okay. So...
Sigma is actually a licensed Capcom character. This is just a crossover.
Yeah, plenty of people joking about that already. I saw that.
Yep.
So, Pink, I want to go ahead and ask you, I assume we know his kid if he's on the beta, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what are we looking at here?
He's a tank.
And he's nothing but shields.
It basically,
Oh, God.
he's not like a Reinhardt though. He can actually, there's this shield thing that he throws out. It actually goes at the speed of a charging Reinhardt, so that could be pretty fun.
Wait, he shoots out a shield forward that charges like Reinhardt.
Yeah. It doesn't, do any collision like a Reinhardt would,
Okay, I was
but
about to say, that could change things. That could be like a complete team wipe if you're next to a fucking abyss.
right?
Like, that's the whole new strategy there, is Sigma just becomes the best pusher in history. Pushes the entire enemy team back to spawn. Fuck off, we're moving the cart.
He's also a
You'll not be
beat-em-on.
playing this game today, boy.
Oh, look at that, the enemy team's back. Well, my recharge just ended, so...
My recharge of 1.5 seconds.
Oh, God.
But yeah, Sigma is also a beat-em-on. Do either of you remember what beat-em-on is?
I
No.
never watched Digimon.
No, that's not a Digimon. That's a separate Japanese toy line series in the vein of Beyblade and Yu-Gi-Oh. So let me for y'all to show what a beat-em-on is.
This is vaguely ringing a bell, but not really.
Right. Put up a timestamp. It should be able to be posted. In theory,
In theory.
In theory.
Shoot.
but it's just a theory, a game theory. There we go.
Oh, I remember those. How are they
Yeah,
related to Sigma?
He shoots out the shield from the middle of his chest.
Oh. Yeah. So, does he have anything to his kit other than the big shield? If it goes forward at the speed of Reinhardt's charge, then why is it useful?
I don't know. I'm thinking there's something else to it. Like, maybe you can adjust the speed. I don't know. I honestly haven't looked into his kit.
It can block 5 bullets before they get back to shooting you.
Yeah.
It can't even fucking go with you. Oh, Jesus. What else has he got on his kit, Pink?
I need to look that up, because I don't know.
Ha! I've definitely heard some controversy about him, namely the fact that he's barefoot, which is supposed to be a mental illness representation, right?
Something like that.
I do have to question, though. He's going barefoot, but in this picture, he's got gloves. I would think if you have a thing about, like, prehensile, like, needing to feel things, you would also skip the gloves.
Right.
Admittedly, I'm not an expert.
Nor am I. Funny, though, is everything on him is covered except for his face and his toes. And that's it.
Is it related to when Howard Hughes would just sit in his bedroom naked?
I doubt it. I don't think they are that intelligent to put a connection like that in a character.
I don't mean, like, saying Sigma is Howard Hughes. I mean, like, is he supposed to be of that same kind of, like, issue that Howard Hughes had?
Maybe.
No, it wouldn't be that, because Howard Hughes' whole issue was that he constantly felt pain. Like, he felt pain when he was wearing clothes. Crazy stuff like that. So it looks like his whole thing is that he's an astrophysicist from the moon, right?
Right.
Is he related to Winston and Wrecking Ball?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
How much territory do they have on the fucking moon?
I don't know.
I mean, you'd think it's a pretty small world up there.
You would think. Thus far though, I have heard no connections whatsoever to Winston or Hamster.
Are Winston and Hammond connected either?
Yeah.
Did they come from the same experimental facility?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. How come we never got Rocket Cat?
If I had an answer to that.
Was it Rocket Cat or Jetpack Dog?
Jetpack Cat.
Jetpack Cat. Fuck, I mixed them. Okay, yeah. How come we never got Jetpack Cat?
We need assault rifle goat.
Well, I mean,
That'd be overpowered.
That'd make a great crossover with Goat Simulator. I'm not gonna lie. Just mix different height. Just mix different tech with different animals. Oh yeah. This is our new. This is the new Overwatch champion, EMP Falcon. It's just a fucking bird that turns off your abilities.
Guerrilla koala. It's actually just a drop bear.
Do we know Sigma's kit yet, Pink?
No.
All right.
I'm looking. It's not coming up with any results.
I'm just gonna look up Overwatch Wiki Sigma. See if that works. Okay. So let's see. Abilities. Hyperspheres. Sigma launches 2 gravitic charges which bounce off of walls and implode after a short duration, damaging enemies within a sizable radius. So, Moira's energy ball, but more explosive and less just AoE fuck you.
Right.
Experimental barrier. Sigma propels a floating barrier to a location of his choosing. He can dismiss the barrier at any time. Oh, so it stops at a certain point. You didn't say that.
I didn't know that.
And let's see. Oh, okay. As long as you hold the button, the barrier will move forward. But as soon as you release the button, it stops.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I can
That makes sense.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. That's basically giving him Reinhardt's shield, but he doesn't have to actively hold it and not use the hammer. It allows him to use Reinhardt's shield while still attacking, basically.
Right.
Let's see. You can, of course, take down the barrier at any time by just tapping the button, and it will keep all of its remaining health. Let's see. He has the Kinetic Grasp. Sigma freezes incoming projectiles in midair, converting them into shields. He absorbs them into his shield meter. Okay. And it can negate incoming projectiles, including ultimates like the Graviton Surge, the Blizzard, and Dragon Strike. But only the initial arrow of Dragon Strike. He can't absorb the entire dragon.
Okay, good.
It can absorb,
Can it absorb the
Blizzard?
entire?
Does he just eat May's little drone thing?
Yeah. Poor Snowball.
It can also block the chain hook and the whip shot. Huh. So yeah, he just eats projectiles in the shield. Oh my god, how many abilities does he have? He has Accretion. Sigma gathers a massive debris and flings it at an enemy to knock them down. So he gets his own projectile that's a knockdown. And his ult is Gravitic Flux. Sigma takes flight, lifts enemies in a targeted area, and launches them into the sky before slamming them back down. So is this just like a group stun? A crowd stun? An actual crowd control?
It's out of his ult.
He gets to become Magneto for a little bit, I guess. Huh. I'm trying to read over the gravitic flux's details. Doesn't look like it's a whole lot of stuff that's not terribly obvious. Oh! Oh! The slam deals 50% of the maximum HP of the... It just deals a flat 50 HP. 50%. So, it's going to be just as effective against Reinhardt as it would be against, like, Sombra. That's actually pretty wild. Is there anyone else in Overwatch who just does percent damage?
No, I don't think there is.
So Sigma might wind up being the counter tank.
Right.
Which Lord knows Overwatch actually quite needs that.
Sigma's other name is anti-tank.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck it, the Dota 2 naming scheme. Widowmaker isn't Widowmaker anymore, she's just Sniper.
Yeah.
Hanzo is Bow. They switched McCree to Cowboy. They wouldn't be able to use Dota 2 naming conventions with Hammond, though. What would they name him?
Ball.
Hamster Ball.
Ball.
Junkrat becomes
Ball.
Fire.
Junkrat becomes Bomb.
Yeah. Maybe becomes Evoker.
Would there even be a silencer equivalent in Overwatch?
Well,
Can
these are
Sombra hack people? Right, Sombra would be silencer.
Sombra would be Sombrero.
Oh man.
They need to make a skin like that. Sombrero.
I don't know. Sombra's already got like one.
Also,
Sombra's already got like one or are both of Sombra's skins like? I want to call them ethnic skins, which is a little weird, but it's accurate. I mean,
Pink.
I heard you talking about Sombra, but I did not hear anything before that.
Are both of Pink's skins like ethnic skins? Which is a weird thing to say, I know, but it's accurate. And I think Pink didn't hear us again, so that was awesome.
No, Pink are both of Sombra's skins, ethnic skins, is what W is asking.
I don't think he can hear you either. Alright. I guess Pink's dead. There we go. Can you hear us now,
all right.
Pink?
I can hear you just fine. I'm asking.
Oh, what's happening? His icon's flashing up, but I can't hear him.
Gosh darn it.
The issue's not with your device now, Pink.
Pink, speak again. Oh yeah, we can't hear you. Your icon flashes up and we can't hear you. You know what? Let's just move on to the Holda. Hey, Addy, new For Honor hero.
Yes.
So
big shaman girls.
Yeah, I was about to say. They are apparently like, well, clearly the Vikings don't have enough crazy screaming women, so...
Well, so basically, how I could summarize the Holda without having played her. Well, actually, that's a lie, because it's not called the Holda. The actual class is called Jormungandr.
Jormungandr. That's dumb.
Yeah, it is. They're called Jormungandr because they worship Jormungandr, which is like calling the Jehovah's Witnesses Jehovah's. But yeah.
I see that she has a big hammer.
Yes. So basically, summarizing the Jormungandr. Sand, also hitting you in the balls with hammer.
What's her gameplay cycle about? Like what's her whole thing?
I don't freaking know, dude. I didn't watch the reveal.
Oh. Okay. So is this another case like the Vortiger where you can switch between male and female?
That's true for all of the year 4 or whichever this one is, people. So the Hitokiri could switch, the Vortiger can switch, the Jormungandr
honest, like, it's easy for me to make this statement because I'm not playing For Honor anymore, and none of us are. I honestly would have liked for them to just, like, one of these seasons, or I don't know, instead of making these new characters, just go back and make the previous characters that weren't gender swappable, make them gender swappable. Because, I mean, what was the name of the big boy? Guys? Guys? Oh, this is awesome. So my internet is actually going perfectly right now, by the way. For those of you at home. So against all odds, the day that my internet... Oh, there we go. Oh, yep. There we go. It's gone. Just like that. From 3 bars to nothing. That's incredible. 3 fucking bars to nothing. Oh, Christ alive. That was impressive. It just fucking died. Just like that. Incredible. But yeah, so that you don't have to hear me just bitching about my internet sucking ass, I would really like to see all the For Honor heroes get that kind of gender swapping thing. Why, you ask? Because it's a pretty neat feature. And... oh, Christ. Okay. Alright, I think I'm connecting back, but yes, I would absolutely just want the gender swapping feature for everyone. Because, hey, it's a pretty neat feature. You can just swap them back and forth as much as you want. And I know Pink would definitely want that feature because Pink's probably just going to go in and turn them all into chicks because that's Pink's thing. But, yeah. I gotta keep talking while trying to avoid serious conversation. Because fucking thing. Oh, wonderful. It's just awesome watching it fucking die. Why must I suffer this way? I don't remember the name of the big Japanese dude. The big boy with the proper huge gut. Sumo boy, practically. The Japanese fighters, the samurai had in For Honor. But I think it'd be fucking rad if you could turn him into a chick. It's partially just because there is, like, a severe underrepresentation of, big women in video games.
Trying to... okay, there we go.
So I had 3 bars for an hour and a fucking half. Dead. And the puppy's here too.
I see.
So what it cut me off from saying was, do you guys remember the name of the big boy?
Shugoki. I told you twice.
Well, congratulations, because both of them came after I fucking died. So, Shugo, like, I'd want the gender swapping for everyone in For Honor, just because it's a neat feature, and like, hey, I'd like to switch Shugoki over to a girl, and that's just because there aren't very many big women in video games, and fuck it, why not? I'd like to see it for all of them. And I'd also like to change Valkyrie to a dude, which doesn't fit the title anymore, but fuck it.
Like, on one hand, I agree. On the other, they will never do it. There's no money in it, and freaking designing, well, retrofitting costumes is hard, according to Ubisoft.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not making this, like, I'm not trying to go for this realistically. None of us play For Honor anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I really started to check out the Jormungandr when it comes out, but it's probably getting deleted right after.
Yeah. Oh, the puppy's contributing to the podcast too. Yeah, I'm gonna step out for a little bit.
All right. So yeah, Pink, you won't care about this, but I guess it's the only thing that we can talk about that's on topic. So, along with the Jormungandr, he didn't mute himself on the Discord if he did on the OBS, whatever. Right. So, with the Jormungandr, they also announced a couple of reworks that will be done in this season. Wanna guess which ones they were?
No, I don't. What were they?
So it's Orochi, which is the one I remember the most because everyone keeps complaining about it. Even though Orochi has two moves, and both of them are annoying as shit. And then there was also, I believe, Nabushi and someone else, but those other two I'll need to look up to make sure. So give me a minute. While we do this, I guess talk about your good memories of For Honor.
Talk about For Honor. Feel free to go ahead and skip to the fucking. Oh, what's coming out on the channel this week? Why are you stealing my socks? Get back here.
So what's coming out this week, Addy?
Oh, really? Really?
I
That's
am.
what you're going to do. You're just going to piss there, right on my
Sounds
floor.
exciting.
Awesome.
Right.
Awesome.
Let's see what's coming out on the channel for reals. Oh, by the way, we got a new subscriber. Nice.
Nice. We're going places.
Right, I'm still in the process of actually looking it up.
No, go away. No, I'm cleaning up your pee. Go away.
Right. So, on Monday, the first episode of Battle Block Theater will be out. Well, I see first episode is actually not numbered just because I'm not sure if they'll continue, but I put it in the series slot anyway.
Right.
So yeah, that's coming out. And then after that, let me check. Oh, right. Did I skip over that date? Seems like it. Oh no, I see. Okay. So, on Friday, Mother is getting released.
Oh man.
Yeah, there they are. So, Pink, is anything coming out on your channel?
No, there's not. Not that I'm aware of.
All right. Well, on mine, literally as we speak, like, let's see, half an hour ago or so, an hour and a half, around there, whatever. I released the Silent Hill 2 review that I talked about last week. So go and watch that.
Nice.
And then I don't know if I'll be able to do something next week. So yeah, I'm gonna assume that you're still AFK.
Probably.
All right. So what do you do this week, Pink?
What did I do this week? I don't think I did anything of note this week. Let's see. There had to have been something. I barely played some more Ultimate Alliance 3. That game is much easier when you're playing alone and not in co-op, which is very sucky, but it is what it is. Let's see. I played a little bit of Mario Kart. That's always a good time. It was probably the more recent one in Mario Kart 8. And, you know, I don't think I really liked the items in that one as much as prior installments. One thing that really kind of grated against my nerves was the blue shell. They changed it to where it doesn't fly on wings. It actually just rides, or not rides.
It does the shell thing that the other shells do.
It does the shell thing, which means it can actually hit other people that aren't in first place, which I find kind of dumb. Because the blue shell is supposed to shake up the race, but if you're slamming into everyone on the way to the first placer, I don't know. It kind of seems redundant. I would much rather they put wings back on that thing to shake things up a bit.
So that fucking sucked.
What happened?
Did you guys hear me?
Barely.
Yeah, I heard something about the dog stealing your freaking
Sock.
sock.
I also said to keep going and say what's coming out on the channel.
Yeah, we
We
did.
got that done.
Okay, wonderful. So I went over to go see what was happening and tell the dog to stop. I get out there and I see, for one thing, he's eating the cat's food out of the cat's food bowl. while also shrieking at the cat. And the cat is legitimately... My cat doesn't like to sit on its legs like a normal cat or dog would. My cat sits on its ass. It actually sits on its ass. Like, with its gut exposed and everything. With its back to the walls to lean... to fucking recline back. And my cat just looks at me like, do you see this shit I have to put up with? So I figure, okay, well, I've probably, I've given the dog enough attention. He's probably fine. So I go back into my room. The puppy follows me in, runs over, grabs a sock, and then walks over just a little bit over into the center of my room, turns around, stares me directly in the eye with the sock in his mouth, crouches down, pisses directly on my floor.
And then the puppy did a T-pose.
It's a fucking power move, isn't it? So,
Oh, lordy.
That's why it took me a while to get back in here. I had to stop to clean up puppy pee. Bank, what you been up to?
I was talking about, let's see, Mario Kart 8.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't as big a fan of the items in this installment as the previous installments. I was going over the blue shell and how I didn't like that it didn't fly anymore. Because then it could collide with other players that were not in first on its way to the first player, and I thought that made it entirely redundant.
Well, I mean, it doesn't stop. It just bowls you over on its way to the guy in front.
Yeah, but that's not the issue. It's bowling the people over that I have an issue with, because that will slow them down in addition to slowing down the first placer. So they probably wouldn't make it up to the first placer in order to actually take advantage of the fact that he's being blown up.
Well, you just gotta dodge it. It tells you when it's coming.
It does, but I don't like it.
Just get out of the fucking way.
I can, but that doesn't mean I like the mechanic. I would much rather it fly.
I mean, it's just to shake things up. And if you get hit along the path, that's your fault.
You're not wrong.
Because, I mean, it's not much help to the player who throws it if they throw it from 12th place, and all it does is guarantee the second guy first place.
True.
So if it can knock you up from like 12th to 6th because a bunch of people got hit, yeah. But some of the items aren't great, yeah. Piranha Plant's a weird one. I almost never get it. But it speeds up near coins, right? Because he goes up
Right.
the coins.
It'll speed up near any item because it'll try to eat it.
Yeah. I will say there's one item I absolutely love. The 8. Because as soon as someone gets that, they just go ape shit.
Just pop everything and hope for the best.
I'm trying to think. I'm not a huge fan of the golden mushroom. It's kind of, I mean, for one thing, it's kind of generic. For another thing, it's kind of ambiguous how to best use it. With that said, this is a Nintendo party game, so they do try to make shit like that ambiguous.
Right.
So that might have been the idea. I don't know. Mario Kart 8's pretty good. It's got a great racer selection, that's for certain.
Oh, yeah.
No Funky Kong. I nearly didn't say the N there, in which case... Does have a lot of crossover characters from other franchises, though, which is good. They need more of those. Because I like having Link, I like having Isabelle, I'm not so much on the Inkling, but, But holy shit, why is it when they were like, well, let's bring in other Nintendo characters into Mario Kart? How come the first thought wasn't fucking Captain Falcon?
Right? They included his car, but not the actual captain.
It gets me every time. Why not Captain fucking Falcon? Like, is
Because
Shigeru Miyamoto
Miyamoto,
just that insistent nobody else gets to touch Captain Falcon?
Miyamoto sold the rights to Captain Falcon to Marvel.
Nah.
Don't you remember we talked about this before?
Yeah. I was going to ask you more questions about what you think of Mario Kart 8, but I was going to ask you the dumbest question of all. What do you think of the track selection?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. You mean the greatest hits collection? Yeah, it's pretty good. Is there anything that, like, is this your first time playing Mario Kart 8?
No.
Okay. Is there anything particularly striking about Mario Kart 8 comparative to other Mario Karts?
Mortal cards.
Not really. I don't know if I like it better or just the same as the Mario Kart before it. I believe it was Mario Kart Wii that came before it. It has Baby Park though, and Mario Kart Wii did not.
I'm sorry?
Mario Kart 8 features Baby Park though, which Mario Kart Wii did not, so that's a plus in its book.
Baby Park is such a weird one. It's one of the weirdest tracks in the game.
It's one of the best tracks in the game.
Oh yeah, it's good. It's just weird.
Yeah.
Baby Park's one of my favorites. I'm also a big fan of Excite Bike. Now, what else is... There's another one that I really like, but I can't immediately think of it. By the way, I'm curious, does your family have any particular, like, tracks in Mario Kart that are just guaranteed, no, we're not doing that?
Probably, but none I can think of right now.
Off the top of my head, the underwater one with the pipes and the eels.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my family refuses to do that one. My sister, my sister is the only one who will play on that track, and that's because she's the Mario Kart pro of our family. With that said, you done anything else this past week, Pink?
I don't think I have.
No progress on Good Place?
No progress on any shows. I've not watched Netflix. I've not watched any movies. I haven't played Civilization in like a month.
Alright. Good to hear that you've done nothing, Pink.
It's been terrible.
Can't help.
Send help.
Oh, man. Well, hey, you're playing WWE 2K19 right now, my Xbox tells me.
Yeah.
Who are you pushing for the top in universe right now?
Right now? Drew
David
Gulak?
Otunga.
Drew Gulak, really?
Yeah.
He seems like a hard mid-carder for me.
That's where he's at for me as well. He's United States champion right now.
Alright. How many shows do you keep going at a time?
I have 3. I've got, let's see, it's Raw, SmackDown, and WCW. Because I demolished NXT.
Because, yeah, I pretty much have to get rid of NXT and 205 Live immediately. For one thing, I'd much rather have the Cruiserweights of 205 Live on other shows.
Mm-hmm.
So they can pick up non-Cruiserweight titles.
Mm-hmm.
And for another thing, I just can't keep track. Like, it's pretty much a routine for me now. I pick up every WWE game I pick up. After picking up after unlocking all the legends, usually by buying them, and picking up, the CAWs I want to go with, I then promptly just set up Marvel and SmackDown, delete everything else, and then set up Marvel and SmackDown with 258 wrestler rosters.
Yep.
Whoever is getting pushed right now is whoever is getting pushed right now. And of course, the whole division setup they've got going right now just doesn't know what the fuck to do. We'll talk more about WWE 2K19 when we get to my week. Addy, what'd you do this past week, man?
Pretty much jack shit.
Alright. Did you put in more time with Blazing Chrome?
No.
Any more time with AC Odyssey?
No.
Have you put in time with For Honor since you downloaded it?
No, I did go ahead and get things set up in the Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Striker for when we record that.
Oh, have you set up in
So
Worms as well?
currently, oh yeah, it works as well. But I didn't play a game. I just made a team.
Yeah, I
Oh
also
yeah, I have to make a team as well
I made a team
because
in
we can name
Worms.
them, right?
Yeah, you can
But
name
yeah,
them.
Yeah.
but yeah, by setting shit up in Naruto with Boruto Shinobi Striker, I mean, I'm currently level 53 with 60,000 Rio in my bank account because everything is freaking locked behind
Oh,
PVE shit.
oh no, oh no! How many of the characters are locked?
All.
Oh fuck!
And
Who are your default?
yeah.
Please tell me your default roster isn't just Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, Boruto.
It's technically not.
Oh
It
god!
from what I remember, the base roster is Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, and Kakashi.
You don't even get
And
Boruto.
nope, and all of the other ones you get through going through the PVE mode, which is what everybody's playing right now because nobody wants to play this game PvP because it's peer to peer.
Okay.
Yeah,
Ah,
so we will also be doing the PVE content, just so you know.
is it co-op?
Yes,
Oh,
I
thank
believe
fuck.
so.
Oh, thank fuck. Okay. Because I was really worried for a second there. Like, if this is PvP, you realize this entire recording, I'm going to be playing nobody but Kakashi and Sakura. I am
Yeah,
not.
so
I am not
here's
touching Naruto or Sasuke with a fucking 10-inch stick.
here's the other thing. The first thing you do when you get to the game, you make an OC.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I
Oh.
went ahead. And made the newest addition to the FOS lore.
Oh God.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to recording it now that I've played through the game basically through its fullest. That is not just doing the challenge versions of all of the missions. And right now I'm at the rank of Chunin, which means I still don't have everything unlocked. There's still shit locked behind the rank of Jonin, but you can only get Jonin if you finish all of the PvE missions. And that's impossible alone. Because once again, like basically how the game is set up, you unlock different rank, which is difficulty, missions, and once you do all of them on their original difficulty, they get unlocked on basically everything that's on the easiest difficulty, all of them. So you have to go back and do all of the missions with different difficulty again, and that's how you get Jonin.
Okay. Okay. I got a question. How long until you unlock Killer B?
I don't think you unlock Killer Bee at all.
One of the only Naruto characters who isn't the worst.
I dislike Killer Bee.
That doesn't surprise me. He's not edgy. He's actually kind of fun. So. Okay. Okay. If Killer
I don't
B
like his rapping. That's literally all my biggest gripe with him.
It's so
I find him
dumb.
annoying.
It's so dumb. It's great. This is Naruto. This is the dumbest shit in the world. You only can want it to get dumber. So naturally, Killer B, the dumbest character, is the best. Okay, okay. If Killer B's not unlockable, I assume his brother is also not unlockable.
Right? Okay, definitely not. Killer Bee is the freaking I'm allowed to say the Japanese name, but I don't actually know it. The freaking Village Hidden in the Clouds character. Like he is the Village in the Clouds character. Which, by the way, let me walk y'all through the character creation real quick, so you'll know the extent of the actual character creation. So basically, you choose which of the four big countries to belong to. So even though I wanted to be from the village in the rains, I couldn't be. And then once you choose that, it's just a free range of here's parts of a couple characters. Like not everyone, but there's parts of Naruto, there's parts of Shikamaru, there's parts of freaking Choji, parts of just randomest characters that they just put into a random number generator, basically. So you make that abomination, and then later you actually buy the shit that you want to actually have on your character. and you spend 10,000 Rio to remake them to actually seem like something you'd want. Or at least that's what I did.
Okay. Okay, I still can't get past not having Killer B. Like, it's been a long time since I, like, tried to read up on Naruto's plot. But isn't Killer B super important?
Super important? No.
But isn't he the fucking, what was it, six-tentacled octopus or something like that?
Yeah, he's Gyuki. He's the Jinchuriki of the six-tailed, but was
All
he
the
the six-tailed?
tailed beasts should be important.
None of them are important, dude. Actually, correction. All of the tailed beasts are important. None of the Jinchurikis are important, aside from Naruto, because obviously it's Naruto. Why would we actually try to make a freaking sidecast?
Okay, you can't unlock Naruto. Can you unlock Orochimaru?
I'm gonna check the unlockables right now. I booted up the game.
Okay, as much time as you put into the game, if you haven't unlocked Orochimaru by now, that means me and Pink aren't going to unlock Orochimaru.
Yeah, like,
I'm struggling to think of
yeah.
Naruto characters that I'd put up with here.
Let's see. Just go into any old mission. Because that's the only way to actually check the characters. So the ones that I've unlocked are Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, Sai, Kakashi, Yamato, Lee, Shikamaru, Hinata, Gaara, Deidara, Kisame,
Do you get
Pain.
to choose which characters you unlock?
No.
Fuck! And I assume you haven't unlocked Tsunade by now either.
Nope, I would have noticed. So, basically, there's 3 lines of...
Zabuza?
Dude, if Zabuza were in the game, I would not be playing with my OC.
I'm surprised
I
you
love
aren't playing
Zabuza.
with, I'm surprised you aren't playing with, oh damn it. Artisan Explosion dude. What's his name?
Deidara.
Deidara. I'm surprised you aren't playing Deidara.
Oh, I used some of his moves. Because of course. Like, the thing is, I didn't like Deidara at first because I thought he was pretentious. And then I actually watched him in Shippuden and he was just the biggest shit. Like, the most stupid asshole. And he knew it. Because, like, he's like, Sasuke, you made me look like a fool by making me blow myself up. So you know what I'm gonna do now? I'm gonna blow myself up.
There we go, naturally.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
Toby. Is Toby in?
No.
Well, because I was about to say Toby is Pink's character, but nope, apparently not.
So let's see. Like, not even all of the Akatsuki are in the game, because there's no Hiden, who I love. There's no Kakuzu, who is Hiden's teammate, so obviously they would go together. Nope, none of them. Well, I can't say that there's none of them, because there's 3 lines of characters. I have unlocked 2 of them. 2 full lines. The third line is just completely blank.
What's even the point of having these shitty Bamco fighting games if they don't include the entire roster of the show?
Because this is not a shitty Bamco fighting game. This is a shitty Bamco MMORPG in the vein of freaking Dragon Ball Xenoverse.
Why are we playing it?
Because, I thought it could be fun.
Okay.
But yeah, after
Pink is probably dead right now.
So let me check. Let me actually check the full list of characters you can play as online. And while we do that, I'm gonna summarize the thing of let me check how much I've played of this game. Oh, by the way, there are for your OC, you actually have to choose who to trade under to steal their moves, basically. And there are DLC options that are open to you right off the bat, but you need to actually buy the characters for like $10 to then actually learn their moves. You can just waste your time like that.
Who would they sell as DLC? New Boruto guys?
No. Let's see. The DLC people are Tsunade is what I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the DLC people are Madara, Minato, freaking I forget his name. Toby, basically.
Oh wow! They made Madara and Toby DLC characters, despite being 2 of the most important characters for the entire fucking series.
Yeah. Also,
Like, isn't
Hashirama.
almost all of Naruto's lore and, like, all the events that occurred prior to the series beginning happened because of Madara?
No, all of the series' lore and everything that happened before the series happened because Kaguya played Madara.
Okay,
So,
Tsunade
but
isn't DLC though, right? You didn't say she was
Tsunade,
DLC, right?
Tsunade is DLC.
What the
So is
fuck?
Orochimaru. So is Orochimaru.
What the
And the
fuck?
and the third and second Hokage as well as Jiraiya.
Okay, imagine if they released a Dragon Ball game and Frieza was DLC. That is this. Like, okay. So I assume that regular Obito, not Toby or Madara, but regular Obito isn't DLC. He's eventually unlockable, right?
No, no, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying when I say Tobi. I mean Obito.
Oh, okay. So they just made all the villains DLC.
Aside from Nikatsuki, yes. So there are 22 characters apparently.
Is
And
Tsunade supposed to be a villain and I didn't know?
it depends on your outlook on running a country, I guess.
And alcoholism.
Yeah, and alcoholism.
Did they throw all the Hokages into the DLC pile?
Yes,
Oh.
yes.
Oh, of course they fucking
The,
did.
the only Hokage who is not in the DLC pile is on the cover. So
Well, yep. Can't fucking forget that, can we? Naruto's the dumbest.
yeah, let's see playable characters.
Well, like, wasn't Kakashi the sixth Hokage?
Oh yeah, he was. Okay, there are two Hokages who are playable in the game.
But Naruto's dad is DLC, isn't he?
Yeah, Minato is DLC because I have trained under him for the first part, and then the game was like, okay, now buy the DLC to actually learn his moves, asshole.
Ha!
Minato is actually the only good guy character that I like probably in the freaking series, just because he's
You don't like Gaara.
oh well, I don't like Boruto Gaara. I like
You
other
don't like
Gaara.
Rock Lee?
No, I find him annoying.
I mean, his voice and his look are annoying, definitely Coconut Head, but I mean, conceptually as a character, he's the only good guy I feel like cheering for. Because he's the only good guy who actually works for his victories instead of just being given them because, I don't know, divine right.
I think technically the fourth was like, but I don't actually think he was like gifted or anything. He was just like, okay, I'll make up some jutsus now. So technically he worked for being good, but like I think
Got
he's the
killed
only
off
one.
almost immediately, so...
Yeah, and that was a stupid thing.
Naruto is one of the classic examples of a show that doesn't understand how to work theme. Because isn't the entire theme of Naruto hard work pays off?
Well, it depends.
It's one of the major themes, right?
It depends on which part. Part one, definitely. Part two, eh.
Because Naruto never wins because he's a hard worker, because holy fuck, the kid's lazy. Naruto wins because God decided to make him the nine-tailed fox.
Yeah. Also,
Like, even
Minato is
with
now
Dragon
God.
Ball, I'll bitch to the moon and back about Goku being a stupid character. Goku works for his wins. Goku never stops working. That's Goku's actual... If Goku has a character flaw, it's that he never stops working. So he's never there for his family, because he's always off training or fighting.
Yeah. But what was I going to say? Yeah, the main theme of the first part of Naruto, the original Naruto, is working on being accepted or something like that. The theme of part two of Shippuden is, well, now I'm accepted, but my one friend still doesn't like me, so and that's what
Friendship.
yeah. That's what I say. That's what I'm talking about whenever I say that Shippuden is just Sasuke retrieval arc. Because it is. It genuinely is just the Sasuke retrieval arc.
Yep.
They made it 600 episodes long.
Yep.
But yeah. So
You always bring up Naruto so much, but every time you bring up Naruto, it's like, well, fuck, Naruto's the worst.
Like,
you're not even disagreeing. It's like, yeah, Naruto's the fucking worst.
yeah, I like some characters from Naruto. I don't like. I don't think the series is up to par to some of the characters it produced. Like, Hizen and Kakuzu are good concepts of the team that hates each other, but both are immortal, so they are literally incapable of killing each other. That's a fun concept to work with. But like, you know, then we get to shit like, or there are good moments in it, like the freaking the Halo shit where it's actually 2 episodes in. I think that one is in part 1, one is in freaking Boruto, where where there's just one whole episode dedicated to trying to get Kakashi to take his mask off, and he never does. There's always like 5 layers of masks on him. Like that's a funny thing. That's a good joke. That's a good thing in this series. But then we get to freaking the actual mainline story, and it's like, oh no, the sky alien demons are now taking over with their Sharingans, and it's like, like I I like some of the characters. I like some of the things in the series. I don't like the overall product. But yeah, let's see. Here's a full list of characters. Let's see. So Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, Kakashi, Hinata, Lee is apparently unlockable.
Dude, don't say it out loud. Just like link it or something.
I'm looking at it on my phone.
Oh.
So let's see if there's anyone you'd care about, but I don't think so. So yeah,
I might try Lee
What?
or Hinata. They're okay.
what the hell? Apparently, Sabusa is a separate DLC that might not have been released yet because I don't see him.
Fucking hell, of course Zabuza's a DLC, because they know people will pay for him.
Yeah. But yeah, so to summarize the
sitting
whole
in the background, like, I could not give a fuck less about any of this. What he doesn't realize is Eddie is going to put him through this soon enough.
yeah,
If not
Pink, remember
today, tomorrow.
Pink, remember Ginyu? Amplify that by 5.
Oh yes, I remember Ginyu. How could I forget Ginyu?
Amplify that by 5, and that's basically this game. But this time I'm not the one doing it to you. It's the game.
No.
So yeah, to summarize the game, pretty grindy. Some of how the actual missions are put together is all right. Not necessarily good, but all right. It's passable. The character creation part is eh. I wish there were more original stuff that didn't look like it belonged to the 70s. By which I mean one hair. But
I don't know. With
yeah.
character creation in these types of games, they almost always just fill it with parts belonging to characters already existing. I mean,
Yeah.
Right.
this is Bamco. We got to keep in mind. Also, if they're just porting over these ideas from Dragon Ball, which I'm sure they are, with Dragon Ball, absolutely you'd keep the same parts, because people are going to want to just make themselves as Saiyans, and Saiyans pretty much all tend to wear the same stuff. They wear the Master Roshi, outfit. What's it called? The Master Roshi gi,
The gi, yeah.
And they wear the fucking Frieza Saiyan armor. That's all Saiyans wear. So, yeah, with Dragon Ball, absolutely, just keep recycling the same character or outfit options.
Yeah, but in this game, it doesn't make as much sense because yes, all of the different big countries have their separate armor that you start out with, but nobody's gonna want to remain a freaking foot soldier. Like everybody will want to be freaking Naruto, and
The only characters I can think of off the top of my mind that consistently wear those cheap, shitty outfits are Kakashi and the knife dude that got killed.
Knife dude.
Even amongst I'm talking about the trainers, right? The guys who got each of the 3-man teams.
Asuma.
Asuma, right. And there was the Second Leaf Village guy, right?
Guy?
Yeah, Guy. And Guy didn't even bother with that shit, really. Because he had the vest, but otherwise dressed the exact same as Rock.
Yeah. I like, there are a couple of characters who pull off the foot soldier look. Like B is actually genuinely just in the normal army uniform, I'm pretty sure. Or like he removed like the shirt but still has the vest on or something like that. So he doesn't go away too far from the basic design of his country. Zabuza is actually was wearing the country's army uniform as well. Turns out, more or less. So there are like the designs can work on people, but whenever that happens, those designs are also very much customized to those people. So like yes, B wears the normal village hitting in the clouds uniform, but also he doesn't have a shirt on. So it's like that's a little of shirt because you get the shirt by default. That would be making a separate model, and that's just not a thing. But yeah, like I feel like we could have a like good half an hour of fun just yelling at each other, freaking getting blown up because you can't tell what the hell is going on because they thought that how the gameplay looked was fine.
And that's enough Naruto talk for today.
Yeah,
All right, did you do anything else this past week, Gaddy?
I don't think so.
All right. And well, I guess then it's time for me to talk about what I was up to this week. Not a great deal. Still quite a bit, but I picked up Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires despite the fact I said I wouldn't. Because, hey. And, yeah, that game is fucking great. That was more so what I was expecting out of Dynasty Warriors. When I was, expecting going into Dynasty Warriors was one dude killing tides upon tides of people. Right? That's what Dynasty Warriors is known for. Dynasty Warriors 5 doesn't have a whole lot of that. It's more so you juggling about 2 people, if you're lucky. Yeah, no, 8, you become the human lawnmower. I started the game playing as Gon Yu, because of course. And I figured, clearly it just must be that Gon Yu is the most powerful character in the game outside of Lu Bu. No, every character in this game's crazy. They're all different types of crazy, which I appreciate. But they're all crazy. I tried Pong Dang. Pong Dang is crazy. You see, Gon Yu, he had big AoE attacks that repeated. Pong Dang could just ride his war fan like it's a fucking skateboard. And it makes no sense, but it's awesome. And yet, this game's fucking nuts. Not as nuts as Sengoku Basra, but definitely more nuts than old Dynasty Warriors. I can just breathe fire as Pong Dang. Because why not? I just really want to light those guys on fire, man. I tried what's his name? No, it's Ma Dai or something, or Ma Dang, something like that. I'm probably fucking up the pronunciation of all the names here, so sorry anyone who actually speaks Chinese or knows anything about Chinese pronunciation. I am butchering it terribly here. But with like Ma Dang, he just is a painter. And his weapon is a big fucking paintbrush. And he can paint orbs that just go out and hurt people. Or he can paint tigers. And the tigers kill people. Or he can make a tornado of paint that sucks people in.
He draws freaking Masamune from Sengoku Basara. Unlimited tornadoes.
The characters... I was worried going in like all the characters would basically be the same, just maybe with slightly different inputs. No, there are some characters in here with some wild fucking mechanics. The new character they introduced in 8 Empires, Shun Yu, most of his attacks place lightning rods on the ground. And the game automatically figures out, like, between the lightning rods, it tries to form a square or a pentagon or some kind of shape like that. And the game tries to figure out, between all the lightning rods you have placed on the ground at the current moment, how to form the biggest possible shape. The lightning rods don't ever expire. So I'll just walk around the battlefield and I'll place a lightning rod at every corner of where the enemy crowd is. I'll just place a lightning rod all around them, at each possible corner to try and get the best, biggest shape, and then just pop the ability and it nukes them all. So, yeah, Dynasty Warriors 8 Empire's pretty fucking great from the Muso perspective of kill everybody. There's a lot more of the strategy aspect here, even in the battles. Dynasty Warriors 5 had an odd thing where every character would have like a certain special ability like Rally, which causes everybody to pick up attack strength. Or, defend, or offensive, picks up defense, or attack, or speed, or it heals them. Thing is, each character's ability could only be used if they're controlled by the AI. Which kinda sucked.
This reminds me of a thing that happened with Sengoku Basara 1 actually. Because in the original Japanese version, you could charge up your Basara meter to do a super. And in Devil Kings, the AI still does that. You can't, however.
They also made it work. Every character has 3 supers. Which is crazy. Every fucking character doing shit tons of supers and fucking up everybody on screen. There's definitely a lot more of that Sengoku Basara thing of vortexes. A lot of characters have vortexes that suck people in.
I mean, that's not really a Sengoku Basara thing, that's a Yukiden thing. Because Yukiden really like their red cubes.
Okay, yeah, I can believe that. With that said, there's definitely one odd thing that sets Dynasty Warriors apart from Sengoku Basara, and the Sengoku Basara seem to follow a lot of typical level schemes, where, it's a linear level, you go all the way through. Dynasty Warriors levels are built like Star Wars Battlefront. There are command points, go and capture them. Try not to fucking die, also try to kill as many people as possible. I prefer the Dynasty Warriors way of doing it, at least for Empires, but it's probably better for Sengoku Basara if it's trying to tell a story,
Yeah, and it is. I think.
Yeah.
Because they're like in Sumeragi, there are like characters have like 3 to 4 freaking story ways that it can go, and you get cutscenes and shit. So yeah.
The actual Empires campaign that you play through, generally pretty good. It's different from the Empires mode of Dynasty Warriors 5. So here's the thing. Dynasty Warriors 5, it just gives you the map, and you pick a different country on the map, and you just play as the leader, and you play as that country, and you try to invade the other countries and take over the map. Generally, it was pretty simple. There were a couple ways to build up money, there were a couple ways to build items or new armor, that kind of thing. And you mostly just tried to manage where your officers were, how many soldiers they had serving underneath them, and you just tried to invade other provinces. Here, it's a little different. So instead of starting you off with a picture with the fucking layout of the country and you pick a different province within, here it just gives you a list of characters. So you can absolutely just start off like, oh, I'll take Cao Cao. And, you get to start off as, the little province that Cao Cao owns, and you're king of that province, and you try to conquer the rest. Or you could just pick some random loser, or someone who was independent at the time. Like, pick Gon Yu, and Gon Yu hasn't signed on for anyone yet. So it's just like, oh, well, you're Gon Yu, you're a random noble, you're a little bit rich, but you aren't in charge of anything. Just go do what you want. And yeah, you can just go do whatever the hell you want. You can sign on to join whichever one of the guys you want. You can be someone else's minion. Which, that's a wild thing in a game like this, a strategy game. No, you don't control the country. You're just somebody else's minion. Go do their fucking busy work. You can start up a mercenary fucking team. And as part of that mercenary team, you can create a rebellion within a country and fucking take it over from the inside, which is pretty nuts. With Guan Yu, I almost immediately just swore in for Yun Shao and, did a bunch of busy work for him. Eventually got sick of it, switched to Pong Dang. And Pong Dang, neither of you guys have played Dynasty Warriors. Pong Dang is basically the biggest weirdo on the Dynasty Warriors cast. He's supposed to be this great wise man, but he's always wearing a mask and an obscuring cone hat. And most of his attacks are stuff like riding his fucking war fan as if it were a flaming rocket skateboard, naturally.
So Faust.
Yeah. Or waving his war fan fast enough that it creates tornadoes. Shooting fire out of his armpits, which somehow imbues his war fan with fire attacks. breathing fire and then getting dizzy, of course, taking a nap in the middle of the battle to recharge your health meter. So basically, he's the best character. And his whole thing was he was one of the top, like, strategists under Liu Bei in the real Romance of the Three Kingdoms. But I can instead just be like, you know what? This all belongs to Weirdo. We are now the United Nation of China under one weirdo emperor. It's pretty awesome, actually. I'm definitely going to be putting more time in with this game. Because you can just pick anybody on the map. And Dynasty Warriors' roster is massive. Like, I pitched the idea of just taking over the world as Guan Yu. Why not? This is all now the land of the God of War. Deal with it. I also went hard into Total War Medieval 2, another strategy game, except on the other side of Eurasia. And this time I played as England, because I was like, oh, well, this is the only Total War game where you have to unlock countries. I'm going to unlock Hungary so we can record this with Addy one day. So I put in a ton of time as England, conquered Scotland, conquered Ireland, conquered Wales, started conquering France. That game's really fucking good. For a long while, like, I've heard about it being called the best Total War. I didn't believe it, because the game's old, and the game's jank. But once I got past the old, and once I got past the jank, yeah, that's a really good strategy game. It doesn't have the restrictions modern Total War has. So modern Total War has a system of land slots, city slots. Every city can only fit so many buildings. The biggest cities in Total War Warhammer can only fit 10 buildings. The small ones can only fit 4. And this is including the town hall building that you cannot demolish. So the city building is actually very restrictive. And at the end of the day, most of the city building in Total War Warhammer and Total War Rome 2, which features the same building system, by the way, is going to boil down to simply, well, just if the city is on your borders, then you're going to want to fill it up with garrison buildings and walls and military buildings, and if it's not on the borders of your nation, then you're going to want to fill it up with money-making buildings. And that's all it boils down to. So the city building in Total War, later Total Wars, is pretty much an afterthought. Money is not a factor. The only factor is how much space do you have and how advanced is your town hall so that you can build bigger and better buildings. Money is not a factor. Public order is rarely a factor. Growth or income are only factors insofar as just get more. It's not like Maximilian Dude once stated that there is a way to gameplay structure where the question should be, what button should I press? What option should I take? The question should not be, why am I not taking this option right now? Why am I not pressing this button right now? And that's a simplistic way of looking at things, but it's a pretty effective way of looking at things.
Right.
With modern Total War city building, it's just plain right there, this is the way you build. If it's on the border, build military. If it's not on the border, build economy. That's it. And every playable nation has their guaranteed most efficient way of handling the economy or handling the military. So it gets very routine. Total War Medieval, it's only about the money and how upgraded your capital is, because even back then it was archaic like that. But population was a little bit more complex back then, because your population could be brought down by squalor, and it was a little more difficult to build it up. And public order was brought down by lots of things, and you manually controlled the garrison rather than it being an automatic thing. You had to decide which troops are going to stay in town. In the Total War Warhammer, you just build a garrison building. For, let's say, the Empire, the default garrison for a city is going to be 3 shitty spearmen. And you can upgrade it by building garrison buildings to add extra packs of handgunners and a knight regiment or 2, or some swordsmen. Whereas in Total War Medieval 2, there is no garrison building. You just buy your own units, whatever you want, to fill in as the garrison. So it's a little more advanced, but not really. It's one of those things where they probably thought they were making the game simpler and easier to understand, but they really just kind of took away depth, you know? And that's always the problem with when you're trying to make a game simpler and easier for a casual audience to understand.
Yep.
The economics of the game were overall made a lot simpler as well. At the end of the day, with modern Total War games, the central problem they have is that too often the campaign is just there as an excuse to get you to get into fights, to get into big battles. And to my understanding, Three Kingdoms managed to fix this, but Warhammer does have it as a noticeable problem. Once you've put in, past like 20 hours with a game, you've probably figured out what your gameplay loop is going to be. And that's unfortunate, and it was enjoyable going back to Medieval 2 and being, for one thing, not knowing the best way to do things, so I don't just fall into old habits.
Right.
But seeing a gameplay structure which permits more experimentation. Now, with that said, I went to all that trouble to try and unlock Hungary. Then I found out, this game's old. So I can just go into the files, and there's just a text document that has, like, a list of unlocked countries, and it's just England, Spain, France, Holy Roman Empire, Venice, and then a list of locked countries. So I just copied and pasted the locked countries to the unlocked list. Lo and behold, they're unlocked. We can play Hungary. I almost wanted it to be Soul Calibur 2, where when I started up the game, it just gives me fucking 17 pop-ups. You unlocked the Byzantine Empire. You unlocked Egypt. You unlocked Hungary. But yeah, we can totally record Total War Medieval 2 at some point. Woo! And we'll play as Hungary, because fuck yeah. Halberds.
Nice.
Halberds and horse archers. All day. All fucking day. Also, apparently the Hungarians have hussars. I don't know.
Yes, they come from here, the Hussars.
Okay, that's very important, because hussars are, like, fucking amazing cavalry.
One of the best,
yes.
From what I hear.
Yes. They're very weird. They're like the best light cavalry. They're not knights. They're not decked out in all kinds of armor, which means they go faster, but also they kick ass.
They just, like, from the pictures that I saw of Hussars, they just wore, like, normal clothing. Like, slightly militarized freaking, like, whatchamacallit, like, freaking suits. Basically, slightly more militarized suits of the time.
Leather padding? That was pretty common light armor, I think. But yeah, to my understanding, that's what sets Hungary apart, is the hussars, the Magyar archers on horseback, which, Addy, do they talk about that too? The nomadic horse archers?
Yes, they're the only thing that we're proud of.
Ha! And
like one of the big things that we had to learn in history class is how one of Hungary's biggest things was sending that one guy on a horseback to a whole army, making them think that it's only that one guy, and then luring them back in, luring the other freaking army back into the freaking woods, and then just all of the horses come out.
And
I'm pretty sure we stole it from the Mongols as well.
older than the Mongols, the Huns. That's as old as that shit gets. And they get their cheap, shitty units, where everybody else's cheap, shitty units typically just get spears. And sometimes they just get pitchforks.
Yeah.
But the cheap, shitty peasant army units for Hungary, I think, get halberds, at least in the late game, which is great, because halberds are awesome. They fuck horses. They fuck horses.
Comes from here.
Does the halberd come from Hungary?
No.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure not. Or at least I didn't hear of it, if it did come from here.
But apparently it was a thing that poor people in Hungary got to have halberds, which was nice.
Yeah.
Particularly because the Ottomans brought quite a bit of cavalry themselves, so... Of course, if the Ottomans show up with Janissaries, we're 7 different kinds of fucked, but,
Yeah, but it's like... That's just killing fire with fire.
Yeah, our halberd won't be worth shit if they bring guns.
Yeah.
Come over here so I can stab you.
I'm reminded of the freaking JoJo meme. Are you coming close to me? I need to get closer so I can kick your ass.
Edit it so instead fucking JoJo just says no and then shoots him. Oh, man. Oh, did you see what I PM'd you, that whole thing?
I think so, yes. Let me see.
Was that not amazing? Just the best
Oh,
ever?
yeah.
Did you watch the whole thing?
Yes, I did.
That was awesome, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave Pink out on this, because even if Pink did know what I'm referencing, he still wouldn't probably think it's that funny. Oh, man. So Total War Medieval 2, really good. We'll have to record that sometime. It probably won't be as cursed as Shogun.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully your
Cross our
router
fingers.
removes the curse of the Total War series.
Yeah. And we'll have Pink there for that one, maybe. Hopefully.
Oh man.
Yeah. We definitely need to have Pink there for Rome too, just because, you know.
He's the ancient expert of he's the ancient alien of the team.
Ancient alien, yes.
Okay. If we get around to playing Rome 2, Pink, which Greek we can pick between for Greece we can pick between Athens, Sparta, and Epirus. Or we can switch between any of the Alexander the Great successor empires, including Macedonia and Egypt. Which out of those ones would we pick?
Athens or Egypt?
Athens or Egypt, okay. Alright, and is there anything else I played this week? I think there is. Right, I played Day 2K19, and I put more time into Universe. I've already reset it.
Yeah.
Because at first I was trying to care and trying to keep track of who was going on what brand, and eventually I was like, fuck it. But is it just me, or does this universe have a serious problem with wanting to push certain people, but ignoring most of them?
It
Yeah.
does.
Because, like, seriously, every week the main event of Raw is Triple H versus Brock Lesnar. Every fucking week.
Yeah, with 16, my universe, when I actually had 16 downloaded, my universe consisted mostly of the people who I actually wanted to push in mid-card, and then every night, no matter if it's a PPV, SmackDown or Raw, even though even though the people were on those people were on one freaking show and not the other, but no matter what time it was, what day it was, the main event would always be Undertaker going up against Brock Lesnar. Which I guess it's realistic, but still.
Very realistic.
Yeah, everyone knows those two who show up for every show, Brock Lesnar and Undertaker.
Every week in the main event.
And for the love of Christ, I cannot squash Baron Corbin out of existence.
Not even in the game.
Just delete him.
Like, one of these days, I'm expecting Vince McMahon to fucking pop out of the game itself, pop out of my Xbox, and give me a McMahon stunner for daring to squash Baron Corbin.
You take Baron Corbin off of your universe, you put him into the free agent slot or whatever it's called now, and Vince just jumps out of a car on the other side of the road and just storms your house.
No, he sends Pat Patterson and Gerald Briscoe after me. Ah, man.
You're gonna have to shit on a table for one of them.
Oh, no. So, I've also encountered a recurring problem with this game. So it handles the power rankings, right?
Right.
There are a lot of times where the power rankings, simply the highest ranking guy will be the guy I'm not using because he's not jobbing at a given time.
Right.
Because I'm not much of an equal booker. I'm not one of those types who's like, well, I need to keep everybody looking good. No, fuck that. So whoever isn't working generally looks best, apparently. So because at first I just ignored the tag division entirely. Because guess who the fucking default Raw tag champions are in this game?
Revival.
Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel.
No way. Was it really them?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, that's a hell of a way to start off my tag division. Let's start it with the biggest fucking losers in the company. Awesome. So at the start of the game, I just ignored my tag division on Raw for a good while. This resulted in number 1 on my WWE Power Rankings. I couldn't knock him down, no matter how many times I made him lose to fucking Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy and everyone else. No matter what, I could not knock fucking Bo Dallas down from being number 1 in the WWE Power Rankings.
nope. Whoever's the tag champ, they're gonna be in the number 1 power spot for quite a while.
He believed in the possibility.
Do the tag champs not get knocked down because even when they lose, it's usually their partner that loses?
Yeah,
Because I think it's Kurt
probably.
Axel that eats most of the pins, so it just is like, oh, well, clearly Bo Dallas is awesome.
Yeah.
That's the dumbest. What's the fucking point of the power rankings?
I don't know. It's broken when it comes to tag division.
It's the fucking dumbest. Ah. With all that said, it is weird playing these games, and it's like I don't care about most of these guys in the male division. like the last time I watched was like 2014 when we were starting to get some female wrestlers who were worth caring about. But like Charlotte and Alexa Bliss had just showed up in NXT, so I was like, whatever. Because back in those days, you didn't care about what happened on NXT. Which is crazy to think about now, not caring about what happens on NXT.
Yep.
Because like there have been now several periods where NXT is better than the actual WWE show.
Yep.
Weird. It's so weird. But it's weird looking at this, and it's like, well, I actually quite like most of the women's roster. Then I look over at the male roster, and I just see Scott Dawson or Shane Thorne, and I'm like, I don't fucking care. Who are these goobers? Is Scott Dawson the revival guy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Why does anybody care?
Yes.
Why is Shane Thorne and is it Shane Thorne and Oni Lorcan? Are those the tag team members?
No, Shane Thorne and Nick Miller.
Okay, what's important about them?
And nothing, because Nick Miller is gone now.
Oh. So, I mean, are a lot of these guys just jobbers?
No. Some of them are. They haven't really been using Shane all that much since Nick left. But Oni Lorcan has been getting a push on 205 Live recently.
Okay, for one thing, I hate Oni Lorcan's name.
How dare you?
But what's special about him?
He's a Lance Storm Wrestling Academy graduate. Show some respect.
Okay, but does he actually have Lance Storm level wrestling skill?
He's not bad. I enjoy him. I wouldn't put him on par with Lance Storm yet.
Is he even on par with most of the guys on 205 Live? Because it seems like...
I would say yes. He's done some very fun stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because it seems to me like, just from the outside looking in, most of the highlights of the day male roster right now are on 205 Live.
Yeah. Oni only debuted maybe a couple months ago.
Then why is he in this game?
Because he was down in NXT before that. He was teaming with, what's his name? I forget his name, but he's not even in the game.
Well,
so,
Brian Kendrick.
Somehow, Oni Lorcan snuck in, but his tag partner did not.
There's a lot of dudes missing in this game.
Obviously, since he's not in the game, Oni Lorcan was teaming with Brian Kendrick.
Obviously. And Tommaso Ciampa, and they were all led by Nikki Sixx.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Wait, is it? No, that's not Nikki Sixx. That's someone else. Someone else is Nikki Sixx. No, Nikki Sixx is the lead singer of Motley Crue. What am I saying? No,
You mean Nikki Cross?
Nikki Cross, excuse me. Damn. It's not the most terribly
I was
memorable
wondering
name.
how you could confuse that, but I let you roll with it.
It's not the most terribly memorable name, honestly, Nikki Cross.
Yeah, I kind of remember it off of freaking Daniel Cross from Assassin's Creed.
Oh, yeah, I'm not gonna make that correlation. So, by the way, one weird thing, looking through the menu every time and seeing Sanity without Nikki Cross, and I may not have the best idea of what Sanity is about, but it seems like every time I look in, it's Nikki Cross and her 3 minions.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure Sanity isn't anymore.
Sanity isn't anymore because, Nikki Cross wasn't there, so why even have them?
Oh, is that why she's not in 2K19? Because she was injured?
Yeah.
Okay. That's dumb, excluding people who are injured. That's fucking stupid.
Yep.
Yeah.
Something Big Show, something No Mercy.
Yeah. Big Show missed a lot of games. Oh, but he was back in OVW, wasn't he?
Yep.
Right. Now, man, I can't even remember any members of Sanity other than Nikki Cross and Killian Dane.
There's the guy who does the freaking chicken wing gutbuster or whatever.
Eric Young.
Yeah, him.
Okay.
Former TNA champion, I want to say.
Oh, that's that guy. He was actually a guy that was actually relevant on the indies, huh?
Yeah.
Because every time I pass him by in the menus, I just think, who's that creep? And I think the same thing for Alexander Wolf, too, so...
Alexander Wolf, though, not a big indie name.
No. Not at all. But yeah, this game's weird in a lot of ways. I will say, yeah, you need to go into the balance screen almost immediately with this game. You gotta beef that finisher strength up to like 95. Because otherwise you're just going to be having like 6 finisher matches even on fast level, you know?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I upped the damage of finishers and foreign objects to 100.
Yeah, that's what I always do as well.
And reversals also kind of need to be lowered, because otherwise you won't do anything in this game.
Yeah.
The AI is just going to be like, nah. I mean, it's such a weird thing. Because on the one hand, I don't want to be interrupted during everything. But when I want the momentum to actually transfer so it isn't a fucking squash match, when it's, when it's John Cena versus Triple H, I don't want it to be a squash in either's favor. But that's when the AI will decide to play dead fish.
Yeah. Yeah, my favorites were when I was doing like this big, long feud between 2 people. And it's like, I think it was an Extreme Rules, this match. And I'm like, okay, so here's what's gonna happen. It's for the title. So we're gonna have this character beat this character for the most of the match, and then it will turn. Both of them will be bloody by the end because it's Extreme Rules, and then the first character will win. Instead, how the game wanted to play it is that the first character beats the ever-loving shit out of the second character, and the second character just stands there looking.
I'm glad about that. They've definitely made the AI a lot more aggressive, which is very good. Because there were, like, I remember way back day 12, day 13, the AI just did jack shit.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta ask a question, though. Can you cash in Money in the Bank in ways other than announcing it beforehand?
Yes.
Okay, how?
If the champion is in a match, you can actually just pause the game and there's a cash-in option.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
That's actually awesome. They should expand that. Not just for cash-ins. Expand that for interference. So that you can decide to do it at any point in the match.
Yes.
Because I don't want interferences to just be at the very beginning. Or just only when someone hits a finisher. I want it to sometimes just be like, oh, I threw, like, run a storyline bit of like, oh, I've got, I don't fucking know. I'm playing Triple H versus John Cena, right? Because that's the only 2 wrestlers I can think of off the top of my head.
Yeah.
and I'll have Hunter, whip Cena out of the ring, and
And then
then
Booker T is there.
have HBK show up, right?
Right.
So that HBK can beat on him. And good God, they finally fucking added back the ability to target the ref.
Yeah.
Thank God. I have been waiting for that for forever. And you can affect how long the ref stays down, too, with balance.
That is also something I turned all the way up to 100.
Yep. You got to, because otherwise he just stays down for 2 seconds and then gets back up.
Yep.
Oh, man.
The ref is a real big fan of Chumbawamba.
Damn it, Eddie. Because now I'm imagining that part where that fucking fan stormed into the ring and attacked Triple H. And then, I don't remember who, like Earl Hebner or whoever, beat the shit out of him, right? You guys know that.
Right.
I'm imagining that, but it's got Chumbawamba's it's got Chumbawamba playing in the background. Or, what was that? I almost want to say there was a time, like, one of the refs... Oh, what was it? Ah, man, there's some other goofy ref spot where the ref was beating the shit out of someone in the ring. Oh, man. And, like, he full on almost... I almost want to say, like, he did a Stone Cold Steve Austin taunt afterwards.
Are you sure the ref wasn't Stone Cold?
The ref was looking particularly bald that day, and muscular.
Also, like an alcoholic and domestic abuser.
Yeah. Oh, man. The best ref spot will always be that time that a ref did a cartwheel into the pin. What was even the reason for that one?
Showmanship.
My favorite ref spot is one that actually you can't actually see during the match, but there was apparently this one match with the Great Khali, where the ref just went like, there are wrestlers who can have a good match with a broom. You are the broom.
I don't know. Khali's worse than a broom. A broom you can at least lift. Oh, man. Khali is wrestling a sandbag.
Yep.
Thankfully, Hardcore Holly never had to... excuse me. Brock Lesnar never had to step into the ring with Great Khali. Or else Great Khali would have fucking died.
Yeah.
Y'all remember that? When Hardcore Holly was like, hey, I don't like this Lesnar guy. So I'm going to sandbag him. And Lesnar was like, okay, well, guess I'll just fucking kill you then. Lesnar always taking the most rational response.
Yeah.
Probably shortly after he fucking molested Jim Cornette's wife.
Probably.
God, he is the worst. The fucking worst. Well, now I'm sad. You know what? Oh, I did go ahead and pick up the Rising Star DLC because, hey, And I love that. I love that they labeled Maria Kanellis 08. Like, is there a modern manager version of Maria Kanellis that's included with it? Is there?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Because otherwise, it just would have been really funny if they just slapped that on there. Like, yeah, this was the last time Maria Kanellis was relevant. It's like, oh man, I was gonna joke like if Chris Jericho from now on is labeled 08. But I wish. Why is Chris Jericho still the way he is? He looks worse in every game. Chris Jericho.
Somehow.
Chris Jericho is slowly melting.
It's all that water that he poured on himself at one point. It's not taking effect.
And the heat of that stupid light jacket.
Yeah.
Oh man. hit Day 2K19 for all I'll bitch about it, because, you know, at the end of the day, it's a WWE game. There'll never be too much to there'll never be a lack of complaint for these games, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit, nearly every strike I throw out in this game is whiffing hard. Like, wow, I am missing everything. The AI is whiffing. That's how bad whiffing is in this game.
I see the Silent Hill 2 remaster approach to to combat.
At least,
Big.
At least they got rid of Jerry Lawler, so Jerry Lawler won't fucking comment on it every time. You remember,
Yep.
you remember in 2016 where even when you hit, Lawler would say that you missed it by a mile?
Yep.
I just you just said Jerry Lawler, and immediately I heard him shriek. Like you know the sound bite.
Oh fuck, Addy, you're killing me.
I remember my last girlfriend. She was also a redhead. No hair, just a red head.
Educated feet.
When they're putting that educated feet to good use.
The educated feet
by
one cracks me up because it kept going for like 3 years. No one stopped it. How?
Yeah.
How are they not like on the second game and like, yeah, we should probably fix this line? Because they don't fucking give a damn. Oh, Jesus.
I want to flip by Van Damme.
Oh, man, that's my favorite when they call a move by a different move entirely. Like, Rob Van Dam does a fucking frog splash, and he's like, monkey flip. Okay.
Rob Van Dam does the freaking cross-legged moonsault off of the turnbuckle. Cole goes, Rolling Thunder.
I like to imagine that Cole actually doesn't care about wrestling, so they all do look the same to him. Oh, man.
I'm trying to remember more shitty lines that I love, but I don't. Like the only one line that I remember from the WWE games is not even in the games. It's just a funny visual paired with the name of a person. Because in WWE 12, you know how buggy 12 was. So
yes, not as much as people said, but definitely very buggy.
yeah, so I saw a video of a guy.
What? Oh no. Pink, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Addy?
All right.
Can y'all hear me?
Okay.
I can hear Addy.
I just heard a sound like Addy got hit by a basketball, and then he stopped.
Nice. But yeah, so it's Lawler. He's coming after me.
Set up.
He sent Shaq.
What?
Shaq's fucking
You
throwing basketballs at Addy to get him to stop.
But yeah. So there's this video of WWE 12 where they glitched Vince into a steel chair, so he slides around on it, and it's like in the middle of his abdomen. And so the video was titled WWE Chairman Vince McMahon.
Damn it. Alright. You know what? I think we can call that a podcast.
Yeah.
Addy, say bye.
Bye.
There we go. Alright, perfect timing. See you later, folks.